Good evening. Oh shoot, why do I have the hat on? Oh no, wait. No, not that, not that. There we go. Accidentally did something there. Anyway, good evening. As the stream title says, basically doing my usual drawing story recaps. And if you saw the pinned comment, don't get your pants twisted if I get stuff wrong, because I definitely know there are definitely people out there that are like that. So this should not be taken seriously, okay? So, yeah, if you see any other chatters that pop by and be like, hey, Yuuko, you're completely wrong. How dare you? Just tell them to read the comment or, like, the description. Because, like, why are you here? This is inaccurate. I'm not gonna remember every single damn thing. Anyway, how is everyone tonight? Honestly, I was gonna, like, play a different game, but then I was like, I kinda don't feel like playing games. And also, Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out tomorrow. Not coming out, but, like, is it the second opening of the beta? Is it tomorrow? I forgot. Oh, I think it is. Or is it the last week? I forgot. Anyway, so it's gonna be busy once Monster Hunter Wilds comes out, and IS5 for Arknights. This is kind of like Draw My Life from Dante. Honestly, you can take it as you will, man. Hello, Saucy and Beep and Panzer. Doing well so far. Did some Darkest Dungeon earlier. Oh my gosh, I was literally looking at that game earlier. I was like, do I want to stream that? Like, I've never played it before, but I got it a while back. So I was like, maybe one day. Maybe not now, though. I can't start new games, guys. I really can't. Anyway, also, the fact that this stream is just literally going to be a chatting stream while I doodle random stuff. Anyway, so to start things off, basically, if you're not familiar with my drawing recap stream things, I essentially just summarize whatever I can remember. That's about it, from start to finish. So this is gonna be covering, I guess, Canto 1 through 7, including the intervallos. So not including intervallo 7.5, which is the one that I haven't finished yet, because I don't even know what goes on there. Aside from, like, vacation training, under the battle royale thing. Maybe start off with a canvas size of 2000 by 2000, and then we'll slowly, like, stretch it as we go, per usual. Anyway. Darkest Dungeon 1 because it's got more mods. Oh, you can add mods to that game? Anyway, to start things off, Canto 1. My early beginnings of starting Limbus, where I did not know anything about it. Anyway. So Canto 1. I don't remember if there was a prologue or something before this Canto 1. Maybe there was. Maybe there wasn't. But let's assume that there was a prologue. I'm making things up at this point. Because I'm like, I feel like Canto 1? What happened here even? It was like 7 months ago. So something about, like, Clockman here. So we don't... I didn't know his name. Aside from the fact that his name was Dante. So we have Dante here, right? He wakes up with amnesia like any other gacha protagonist. And I have to play as him. So basically, the slime's taken over. This is horrifying. Anyway. So I've taken over Dante at this point in time. He's like, wow, where am I? I woke up with nothing. And then he's like surrounded by like these people with animal traits? Did they have animal traits? I think there was some like wolf-like character. I don't know. But there was a lady who was like mean. She was like, let's beat up Dante, I think. Just pretend that these people are like the first couple of people that Dante sees. Like, wow, who are you? We can't let you live, Dante. And then all of a sudden, Foss shows up. How does Foss look like? I don't remember, even though I've seen her for like months now. I've drawn her once too. A couple of times. And then all of a sudden we get saved by Faust, I think. Right? Faust and gang. Limbus company. Like, we're here to pick you up, Dante, I think. Oh, hello, Demetra. 18 months? Ayo, that's like... We're nearing 2 years now. Holy cow. That's crazy. I think Foss kind of looks like this. I could be wrong. I'm like too lazy to look up preferences, so forgive me if I draw characters like weirdly, but you can kind of tell who they are. Maybe I should just color code everyone so it's easier. So then we have like, yeah, cost here. Be like, stop it. You shall not have Dante, for he is with our company. Sort of thing. And these guys are like, oh no, okay, we'll fight you for him. And then all of a sudden, like, a bunch of other people come out. And Dante's like, who are you? We are Limbus Company. So I don't know how many stickmen I should draw, but they look the same for now. Pretend this is like Yi-sung or something. And this is like Honglu. And this is like Radia. And this is like Roshu. You can tell by the naming convention I have here. So then, they're like, yeah, wow, 12 people against like, what, 2 or 3? They can totally win. But guess what? They all end up dead. Because they're so weak. And Dante's like, wow, I have to like, look over these guys? That's crazy. Also, I'm forced to work here too? I mean, I've got nowhere to go. But then after beating up all the 12 sinners, the other people just, like, go away for whatever reason. Was it Virgilius? I don't remember. So that happens, and then time skip, we get on a bus. A bus comes. And the funny magical school bus called Mephi, which I'm not even too sure how it looks like, but I think there's like a giant clock piece over here, but we'll figure it out. And then Mephi is like driven by Karen, who's like, what was it? How does Karen look like? I think Karen kind of looks like this, with like a giant top hat, and then twin tails. And she likes to either go forward or backwards. Vroom vroom. And then Dante finally meets like Virgilius at some point, I think. I don't remember when, where, but like he does. And Virgilius is like kind of super scary. He's like, I'm gonna have to watch over you, but like if you goof up, it's all on you. Also, how does Virgilius look like? I don't know, man. But we can just give him red eyes. If I can give him red eyes. There we go. The only color on this canvas at the moment. You can easily tell that's Virgilius. So they talk, and then Virgilius explains the contract sort of thing, but mainly it's Faust who explains it. So it's like, he's basically there to, you know, assume authority as a guide. Anyway, so that happens, and then it's established that, wow, we're working in this company that I don't even know about, but I have no other place to go because these guys kind of want to, like, kill me here, so I might as well join these guys who don't seem to want to kill me. And they're also paying me. Not really, but letting me live. Well, he is the only color there? True. You see, Virgilius as in Virgil? I think so. I don't know the book series. Hello, Frostbite. This is basically a recap of Canto 1. Do you like it? Do you understand what's happening right now? Yuuko's Boston ID. It's like the Faust, like with the no swiper, no swiping sort of pose. Like, stop. Stop. Yes and no? Yeah, so basically the flow of this drawing is basically here, right? And then we kind of go like here. And then we kind of go like here. And then we go to the bus here, but I don't know in which timeline does this appear in. So like either this or this could happen first or after the other. Yeah. So that's about it. I've been here for 12 seconds. Hello, Beetle Rope. So I think that's about it for the prologue. For Canto 1, I think we finally start to delve into something. What was it? Something. I'm gonna misremember the cantos, like, actually. It's like I only remember my characters, guys. I can't. Okay, let me just like put this in another layer. So that's like prologue sort of thing. And I could be completely wrong, but like next thing we encounter, so we're on the bus, right? So everyone's on the bus, we're all happy. The bus has windows too, so like Dante's looking out the window. He's like, wow. And Karen's like driving over here with the wheels. And then you have like 12 sinners inside. Don't mind the bus looking a bit tight. Pretend there's like a lot of room inside, okay, guys? And the fact that there might not be 12 sinners in the bus right now. So we go on our little adventure until we, I guess, decide to go to this like abandoned research place, like an old lobotomy corporation research facility, I think. I don't know. How do you what's the logo like? The logo looks like an L, right? And then there's like a circle. This could be completely wrong. It was like a mix of like red and turquoise, I think. So let's add a bit of color there. So that's L core. Oh yeah, right. Before that, I think we pick up like an apple along the way. Who has like an eye patch. Yeah. So I pick her up, and she joins the bus too. And we all go together here to pick up something. Something very important. So says a certain guide. He's like, go there and do your first mission. Go. Hello, J-Brew. And then also, wait, I think this is Canto 1? Or is it Canto 2? Or is it 3? No. I need to do a process of elimination later. So this is some Canto. Oh wait, it might have been 1. Or Greg's. I'm gonna name it Canto Greg. So slow but surely, we kind of get introduced to all of these sinners. I'm too lazy to go through them because there's like 12 people, but we'll do it one by one eventually. So we're with this Yuri character here, who we all love, and into the facility we go. We kind of start going underground, right? So like buildings over here, but then it kind of goes like downwards like this. I think so. I could be completely wrong. So everyone enters and goes down. But then, little did we know, underground is filled with all these creepy crawlers that we have to deal with, and also mutated bug people. And then, like, we have Greg, who... How does this Greg even look like? Does he have, like, wavy hair? I think he does. He has glasses, though. And, like, he's scruffy. And does he smoke? I think he does. Is that an important detail to remember? Not really. But yeah, so Greg's like, oh my gosh, it's you guys. And then these people are like, yeah, it's us. We used to work with each other. How dare you betray us? And Greg's like, oh, what do you mean? I've abandoned the past. I'm not your like, whatchamacallit? What the boss? They were like subordinates, I feel like, right? His hair looks greasy. Also, bug arm and sig. Okay, I remember the sig, but not the bug arm. But that's the most important feature. Okay, there we go. So yeah, they're like, you're lucky that you didn't transform into bugs all the way. And then we have to fight them because they're kind of angry at us, and we have to like go down to the deeper floors because apparently we want this like golden bow thing. Apparently that's like super sought after by like Virgilius and friends, which is like further down, deeper into the corporation. So like a bit of scuffle here and there. We're also like not only fighting these guys, we're also fighting against like creeper crawler ants who kind of look like, I don't know, armadillos? not armadillos? I don't know. They mainly look like ants. Pecatula, I think? Yeah, Pecatulas. So I had to fight against these things too, which were kind of disgusting. Anyway, so we fight all that. And then all of a sudden, we get like a whole flashback. Like literally, we go back into the past. And whose past do we go into? Greg's past. Who was like, who used to be an innocent little boy back then until something happened to him. Oh wait, did he have glasses when he was younger? I don't know. I would assume so. Until something happened, his mom made him go through some stuff. How does Herman look like? I don't remember, but like, sure, why not? So pretend she's giving him some bug arms. Here you go, son. Here's a bug arm for you. He's like, no, my arm. And then we never see her ever again until way later. But that's a whole different story. Hold up. So yeah, we get like a whole flashback with like Greg here. I don't even know how young Greg looks like. This isn't even Greg anymore. Who is this? I just gotta put like G just to label Greg. But yeah, he was a innocent boyo. Not really. No, he was already a working adult by that point, I think. But yeah, so after getting his little arm thing, Greg gets more flashbacks, and we get to find out that he used to fight with other people, his other comrades, from like these guys here. But they're kind of angry at him still. And they're also in that flashback. And then we also meet this guy who's like, Captain, you should run away. Or something like that. Like that one guy who looked super nice, but then he's kept on mutating into who knows what, a mantis or some sort of thing? Not mantis, praying mantis? He started like shifting into some grotesque monster thingy. Yeah, and then like giant arms or fingers started like falling out of the sky, and we're just like, oh shoot, we gotta start running now. And then Faust finally goes like, this is a dream. Maybe it's not a dream. We have to face it. Or was it Faust who said that? Or was it Greg who suddenly realized that? I think one or the other. So then Greg's like, we should just accept the fact that these hands will crush us. And then it kind of does. And then everyone just goes splat. But then they wake up. And they're out of the past situation thingy. And then they go further into the, I guess, basement of the place, of the corporation. Oh, mind you that Yuri is still with us. Just a little reminder. Anyway. And then we fight more things. I don't remember who was the final boss thing. Oh no, our first abnormality, right? Yeah, that thing. When I say that thing, I'm like, hold up, I haven't drawn it yet. This thing. Apple. We fight against this thing. With arms. I think they have arms. I could be wrong. But then also they got like a worm inside of it, so it's like... That looks like snake instead, but like, pretend it's a worm, guys. Or like maggots? I think it was either maggots or worms. So we fight against this thing here, right? And I think it was yellow. Sorry, not red. So then all 12 sinners, and I guess Dante in the background just like backseating. All the sinners kind of go at it with this enemy. And then all of a sudden, the apple just kind of opens up and reveals the golden bow, I think. Pretend this is the golden bow. However, a certain someone kind of gets a bit too close. For what reason? I don't remember. But she kind of gets a bit too close to this thing, who's like kind of still alive because Snake Buddy is like, I'm gonna eat you. And then Greg is like, oh no, we realized too late. Yuri, no. And then Yuri becomes kind of like, did she get swallowed whole? I don't remember. I'm yapping to myself right now. We found an apple and we left the facility with Yuri and been happy goodbyes. Damn, if only that were real. That's a sweet dream right there. So, I think at that point Yuri's body was kind of like this, right? Oh no, she wore like a jumpsuit. Anyway. So this is Yuri. Currently at the moment, her status, because this fella ate her head. And then Dante and friends are just like, shock. And this explanation is taking way too long. And then finally, the apple evolves again. And this time, it's like Yuri's head. How does Yuri look like again? I think she straight bangs. So we have to fight against Yuri this time around because the apple is like, we've taken form. And everyone's a bit reluctant and also disgusted at the fact that's Yuri. Then they, I don't know, just kill her off anyway. Because they had no choice. And after she dies, the golden bow pops out, I think. Right? I think at some point it pops out when we defeat it. But unfortunately, guess who appears? Guess who comes in? Who we thought we would never see again. Lo and behold, all of a sudden, Greg's mom appears, whose hair I don't remember how to draw. It's like wavy and parted, isn't it? Like one of those like typical businesswoman hairstyles, I feel. She's like, hello, son. How are you? Thank you for doing the job for me. I shall be taking this golden bow now. Thank you very much. And then along with Greg's mom, we also get introduced to like Honglu's brother, who's also kind of hot, who I kind of forgot how he looks like, but I think he kind of looks like Honglu anyway, but with like red eyes, right? A red and blue color scheme, actually. So this is like not Honglu. So Greg's mom and friends beat up the sinners. So they're all just like passed out. It's just like, oh no, we can't continue anymore. I think they were beaten up. But yeah, we got the golden bow stolen from us, and that was the end of the Canto. And then everyone was just like kind of depressed on the bus by the end of it. Gubo was there? I don't remember Gubo. Not memorable. I forgot he existed. Gubo has glasses, right? I think he does. Gubo will just be a pair of glasses for now. Gubo. Here we go. And then everyone's back on the bus, but everyone's kind of sad. Because they lost the golden bow. First mission failure. And then Virgilius is kind of like, man, you guys kind of suck. No bonuses for you guys today until you get your job done right. Actually, this kind of looks like Dawn now. But if you add a bit of red to the eyes, it's not Dawn anymore. Virgilius. Actually, I might be done, but like this is Virgilius. So that's about it for Canto 1, I believe. Unless there was more, but that's the most I can remember. So that's Canto 1 in a nutshell. For me at least, in my little slime brain here. And then next up is, when did we start getting intervalos? I don't remember. Is it after this one too? If that was the case, then I really don't remember. The only memorable ones were the chicken one, Bamboo Hatted Kim, and the Christmas one. Though I think I mixed up the order of Mr. Kim and the Christmas one by a bit, unless it was in the same intervalo. Oh wait, it was a double. It was a double story, wasn't it? Yeah, Christmas and then Mr. Kim. Yeah. Okay, next Canto. Wahoo! I don't remember, but Canto Radia, I think, is next. The cute lady who I really liked at first, until I was like, oh, hold up a second. Yisung and Honglu are actually kind of hot. But I still like Radia nonetheless. I just want to draw a pretty one. So this is hers, I think. I could be completely off and missing one other sinner, but that's okay. So for this one, everyone's back on the bus. Of course, we just start off on the bus. And everyone's just chatting. I don't know the contents of what they're chatting, but they're chatting about the next destination, I would assume. And also the fact that we get to learn that Karen can only drive forward and backwards, not left and right, I think, at this point. But Virgilius is like, okay, go this way and we'll get to our destination. And then we end up at somewhere where Radia kind of remembers. I'm just gonna do this. My gosh. She's like, oh no, it's my turn. Because she kind of recognizes the building that we're going to, which is like, I'm gonna name it the Gacha building. Yeah. And also, there were like a bunch of cars piled up on each other. I remember that background scenery. But not much. Oh wait, we kind of went into the back alleys too, I think. Like at this pawn keeper guy. I think he had like a beard. Because we wanted like intel from him. But he was trying to like scam us too. Also, everyone started going off topic because like all the fun stuff that he had in his store. So like Dawn was kind of going crazy. Sinclair was kind of getting somewhere. Yeah, something about outfits, I remember. And then all of a sudden, we kind of meet like the not Team Rocket duo, but I wish it was the Team Rocket duo. I mean, not duo, but gang. So Effie and Sod, we kind of meet over here, right? Yes. And they're like, we'll help you infiltrate. Because we've already infiltrated the gacha place. And all the sinners are like, oh, cool. That's nice of you. But then they're kind of looking down on us. Like, you guys suck. We're superior. You're only following orders. Listen to us and everything will go smoothly. But then all these sinners are like, well, okay, we'll try, but no promises. And then they finally get their outfits. But how do they get their outfits? They kind of piss off like a random thug somewhere in the back streets. And they kind of steal their like Hawaiian shirts, I believe. And then I don't know why I vividly remember this, but Roshi refused to wear it because it was kind of stinky. Which is like, fair enough, girl. I understand you. Gotta label the Hawaiian shirt on this thug here. So then we just steal it. And then all the sinners get to wear disguises. And then we get to infiltrate this place. But then not long after infiltrating, we kind of goof up because we're trying to be discreet. But then Dante all of a sudden gets jackpot on the screen. Is it 666? I think it was 666. He's like, wow, so much money, tokens. But that was because he used some like mark thingy that gives good luck. I wish I had that. Some good luck charm that's used in this district, apparently. And that catches the attention of like these bodyguards. They're like, what the heck is happening over there? You're kind of suspicious. And then they kind of duke it out. So Dante, Sinners, and the guards that come along and be like, hey, can you stop that? And then all of a sudden, I think it was Roshu. Like the chandelier to the place kind of dropped. How do you draw a chandelier? I don't know. We do this. So this falls down and crashes on the ground, which is like a huge mess. And everyone's just like, what happened? And then they start fighting again. Until we beat everyone up on the side. And then we're like, okay, cool. Now we can go up the elevator to find whoever, right? So this is the elevator. It looks like a door, but trust me, it's an elevator. So we go up, and it's the next floor. And the next floor is kind of weird, because this is where we get to experience the Maraca boys. The Maraca men. Who's a fun bunch. I like them. But then we also get to see Sinclair rocking the maracas. Because he has a sense of, I don't know, dance? Music sense? And then all the sombrero guys are just like, oh my gosh, he's one of us. Wow. We'll let you pass for free. We don't need to fight. Yahoo! And then we get a free pass because of that, I think. Essentially. So then after that, we go up another floor. We meet these guys. These buff-looking guys who can swear up a storm. They're like, if you can swear better than us, then we'll let you pass. If not, then you'll have to get through us. And so here we thought that Heathcliff would be the one to, you know, out-curse them, right? So how do I draw Heathcliff? I don't know. Heathcliff is kind of like this? That looks like Greg, but this is fine. Heathcliff's like, ugh, I can't do it. But then Roshu steps in. And she's like, this is child's play. And then she says like a whole bunch of like things here. And then these guys kind of get like kind of scared. They're like, oh wow. Okay. You win. And so we kind of get another free pass. So we kind of go up again. And at this point, I think we're at the top of the tower now, I think. And that's when we kind of meet like Radia's ex at this point, who was kind of also hot and also surprisingly still alive in the story. I don't know how he looks like, but he has like white hair. That's all I know. But he was there with like a robot guy who had maybe a singular eyeball, but he was like one of those people turned into robots that can speak. And then there was also like a Maraca lady who was part of like this gang here, I think, because she had a similar fit. I don't remember if she had like long hair or not, but let's just pretend she did. And give her like maracas too. There we go. Looks like drumsticks. So at this table, we're like, okay, in order to get what we want, we have to gamba for it. So then Radia's like, leave it to me. So she joins the table. Like so, over here. I can't really include her here, but pretend this is Radia right here. There we go. And Radia, with her genius skills and whatnot, she successfully tricks everyone in the table. This guy kind of perishes because of that. And then this guy kind of admits defeat. And then this girl here is like, you know, I don't need to listen to the rules. Let's fight it out. So then we end up fighting the Maraca girl, I think, at some point in time. Yeah. Oh, they were awestruck and started taking notes. Did that happen? Sounds familiar. Anyway. So explanation so far, it's a bit messy, but bear with me. And then this, at this point in time, I don't really remember what happens. Oh, right. I think we kind of go underground somewhere. Like further into the Gamba Hall, but then we go down instead. And down below, we find the mines, I think. Oh, geez. I need to expand the canvas here. Hold up a second. It's way too small. Do this, and then do this. Oh, okay. There we go. So we kind of go down. Then we're like, oh, wow. Where are we? Staircase. It's like a mining thing. And this was apparently for people who couldn't pay off their debts and they're sent to the mines. And we're like, that's kind of inhumane. That's kind of not okay. That's not nice. But then we kind of just have to like beat them up as we go as well. And then we end up at some like ice palace place? I don't know. It's like Elsa's castle. But then apparently this castle can like move apparently. And we do like a huge long battle of like fighting it. So this is a castle, pretend. But then the reason why the castle can move is because of the golden bow, I think. Which apparently like Radia's childhood friend? Ex-boyfriend? I don't know. The hot guy was like, I won't take it from you guys, but initially I wanted it, but you can have it, the golden bow. So he kind of willingly gave it to us without a fight. Hello, Choo Choo. Nice drawings as usual. I think this is like bare minimum. Not even nice. But anyway, we escaped the castle. We got the golden bow. Everyone's happy. We're like, wahoo! Our first like successful mission. But then because this Canto felt really empty, Radia barely had any like character development. For whatever reason, I don't know what the writers were thinking of, but I feel like maybe Radia will get another Canto in the future. Hopefully, pray. And she's still kind of like sad despite kind of coming to terms with like whatever happened in the past with like this guy from the Yuri Divi or something like that. I don't know. I forgot what his name was. White-haired boy. But yeah, that's basically the end of her Canto, at least. Just write sad here. Because it wasn't a happy ending, I feel. Open the chat for comment, folks. Hello, Shark Ego. I'm sorry, but this is my channel. I would rather do whatever I want. And also, I've had some unpleasant people before when I had like live stream chat, like public. So like this is basically a little deterrent. So those sort of people don't, you know, come into my channel saying weird things. But thank you for the supa anyway. Man, you guys don't even some of y'all don't realize how weird people can be in live stream chats. And like that's why people lock it behind subscriptions. Fair enough. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thanks for dropping by. I mean, they were nice enough to at least try to communicate. But listen, I've only made the threshold like 10 minutes. But yeah, if you subscribe, then I'll appreciate it. But honestly, you can just, you know, lurk and chat and leave the stream going while I just ramble about. Anyway, where were we? So this canto's done. I should probably put all the cantos together, huh? So it's like an even bigger mess. Oh shoot, I need to put these ones together, actually. The incorrect summary. Olympus is real. It really is. Maybe I should make this a bit smaller. Okay, you guys can kind of see it too, right? There we go. Order of events. Maybe I should make the canvas a bit wider. So I can have everything in like a row horizontally, sort of. Thank goodness my version of Psy doesn't have any limits. Oh, this is gonna be a big file size though. And then we just move it over here. That's Canto 1, Canto Greg, and Canto Radia. So from this alone, you guys can sort of get what's happening, right? This is so bad. But it's always fun to do these little drawing streams because it's like when people pop in, they're like, what the hell am I looking at? So I have Canto 1 here, Canto 2 or whatever, Greg with Yuri and the Apples. And then we have Roddy on here. And then next up we have Canto... Who's next, actually? It's either my boy Yi-sung, but I feel like that's a bit too early, ain't it? Who else was there? Hold up, I need to like name all the sinners. So Yi-sung, there's Honglu. Actually, Honglu's out of the question. We don't count Dawn though. So Radia, Roshu hasn't gotten anything yet. Roshu, we have like we had Greg. Greg goes over there. Mersault. I'm naming everyone who doesn't even have a canto right now. Well, except for Yi-sung, which he already did, but I'm not sure if he's like the next one. Hold up. Wait a second. Ishi is like after Yi-sung though, right? Yeah, she is. Fishes. Fishy. Oh, no. Now I remember. Canto Sinclair. How could I forget? My boy. Your whole family was murdered. Absolutely forgot about that tragedy. Okay, yeah. Canto Sinclair is next, I think. So we have our crybaby boy here, who kind of got his head smashed in by, like, Heathcliff with his bat. They got, like, bonked. And he's got, like, a boo-boo patch over here. So, to start things off, everyone's on the bus again. As usual, that's the usual opening for Limbus Company at the beginning. And we make it to the city, or the nest, or so they say. Oh, I should do this for Heathcliff, and this is Sinclair. So we go to the nest, which I'm like, I don't know how the nest looks like, but I think it's just a bunch of buildings, but it's for, like, rich people. And there's, like, whatchamacallit, K Corporation is over here, too. But then before we even reach the nest, we kind of go over here at the checkpoint, the door. And at the door, we're, like, supposed to line up with our passes and say, like, oh, hey, we're here from Limbus Company. We're here on a business trip. Let us through. And then the guards would be like, okay, you can go in. go right on in. But then because of a certain someone in our group who's like super into fixers and justice, she sees something happening over on the other side and it's like, man, that's unfair, I'm gonna help them, and then breaks through the glass, and then all hell breaks loose. And then Virgilius is like, god damn it, guys, I'm not gonna help you, I'm just gonna watch from the side. And then we have like, what, this fixer guy? All Might? All Might comes in. Forgot his name. Starts with an S, I think. But that's not Sinclair. So he's like cape here. And he starts beating up all the sinners, left and right. But he kind of knows Virgilius too. Seems like they're old friends. And then after a bit of beating, Virgilius is like, hey, are you done yet? Can I have back my sinners? And this guy's like, okay, they've had enough punishment. Here you go. You can have them back. Oh, did I forget to mention that every time Dante revives the sinners, I forgot that important mechanic there. It's like, every time he does it, he's kind of in pain, but then as the story progresses, the story just doesn't mention it. But Dante's always in pain. So it's like, ouchie. Every time he's like, rewinds the sinners, like, injuries. And then after that chaos, we're like, finally, we're inside the nest. So they finally enter the nest and they're like, wow, big buildings, wahoo, where are we supposed to go? And then apparently we're supposed to rendezvous with someone from the LCB before LCBB, I think? Before team, right? Yeah, which was two familiar faces. We have Effie and Sod coming back. They're like, wow, you guys, you made it here. So do you have a plan? And we're like, no, not really. And then they're like, damn, you guys suck, but okay. So they kind of explain what they do, and they're like, we're gonna go into this place, which is basically Sinclair's old home, to, I don't know, scout ahead and before we go. And then Sinclair is kind of just getting like mixed feelings of being back in the nest, like where his old mansion was. Feels like, yikes, memories. Because who knows how long it's been since like Sinclair's gone back home, right? And then we get a whole slew of flashbacks of Sinclair with like Cromer, who was his, what, best friend in high school or in school, middle school. What sort of school? What did he go to? I don't know. I think Cromer's hair was parted this way, unless I'm completely wrong and it's like this way. But anyway. So Cromer kind of notices that Sinclair doesn't really fit in with like his classmates. Sinclair's like, I don't like everyone and how they want to get prosthetics. That's not cool. But then I have to pretend I like it in order to be with the group. But then Cromer kind of notices him, and she kind of straight up goes like, you feel uncomfortable with it, don't you? And then she kind of forces herself on. I mean, not like that, but she's like, let's be friends. And then slowly but surely, Sinclair kind of feels a bond with her. Not really, but like, because she's the only one who can understand his feelings about like prosthetics, like the arm things and the head. And then eventually Cromer's like, hey yo, since we're best friends, give me your basement keys, because I would love to go to your house and explore. And then Sinclair's like, I don't think you should do that. And then Cromer's like, oh, why not? It'll be fun. Don't worry, you won't get in trouble. And then Sinclair's like, okay. And I don't know why the guy got pressured into saying okay, but like, fair enough. She's kind of crazy. She's the charismatic type, so she does. Oh yeah, did I forget that Demian kind of appeared at some point in time? I don't know how he looks like, but he has the scarf here, so it's like wavy. So Damien just looking after Sinclair after all of that happens. And now that Cromer has the key, she goes with Sinclair to the basement. She's like, "Come on, bro, let's go down and see what your parents been up to down there." And then they go into the basement. And they find something. What was that something anyway? There was no image, but it kind of got Cromer interested. And she kind of went crazy after that. Did she start talking to Sinclair afterwards? Or did she stop talking? I forgot. Maybe she was trying to convince him to join her, but at some point in time it just failed. And then Cromer was like, you know, Sinclair, let me teach you a lesson. And so she decides to, you know, unalives his family. She's like, "Oh, Sinclair, welcome. Aren't you glad that I did this?" Or something along those lines. And Sinclair's just like trying his best not to look at Cromer. And for whatever reason, Cromer is like, "Okay, I've had my fun. I'll leave you alone for now, but think of me. Toodaloos." And then she like goes away with like, I don't know, her guards? Not guards, but like Guido? Yeah, Guido was his name. Guido was like a block. I don't remember what he looked like, but I'm pretty sure he had some sort of helmet on. The key to Sinclair's basement, which for some reason is connected to a LobCorp branch? Oh, was it? Okay. Maybe I forgot about that. Anyway, so Sinclair's left alone and he's just like high-key traumatized. He's like, what have I done? And that was it. He goes back to school and Cromer acts as if nothing happened. And then you have Damien coming by and just like spouting some cryptic words towards Sinclair, I think, at some point. And then sometime between that, Sinclair joins like Limbus company and he like outright leaves. And now he's back with like Dante and friends. But now they have to go to the mansion. Which, when they get there, they're like, "Oh gosh, there's like spikes everywhere." Yeah, spikes. And then what do we see over here? We see someone's body here. Oh no, who is it? It's one of the two. Was it Effie or it was Sod? I think it was Effie. It was Effie on one of these things. So they were like, "Oh no, Effie, we can still save him, right? Dante, do something." And then Dante's like, "No, we can't. I can't save him." And then Effie is like barely alive and we're like, "What do we do?" And we're like, "Okay, maybe we should just like end his misery." And then we kind of do. Which was like, damn, we lost one. And then all of a sudden, like, I think Guido kind of appears to just intimidate us. Was it Cromer? I think Cromer met us at like the entrance. I think she was at the entrance before Guido. And they kind of mentioned that, oh, the other person you're looking for might be dead or something like that. Or maybe I'm just tripping and that actually didn't happen. But eventually, as we go into the mansion, we meet Cromer and she kind of taunts us and she's like, "Come to the basement." We find Sod, the girl with the ponytail. She's just kind of like half dead right now, like leaning against the pillar. She's like, "Oh god, I'm gonna die." But then also there's like monsters in the basement for whatever reason and everyone's like fighting for their lives. And then Sod's like, "Go without me. I'll hold them off." And everyone's like, "No, Sod, please stay alive." And then they just abandon her to go to Cromer. We also learned that Marcel was affiliated with Nagel and Hammer in the past. Really now? Or was it something like he used to work for like so-and-so corporation? I forgot. Or was that like an ID? So yeah, we have our like big fight with Cromer, but then Cromer's like, "Haha, I have resonated with the golden bow and you can't do anything. I have become the ultimate life form." Like it's stabbed into her or something like that. Or does she hold it? I think she's holding it. I don't think it's stabbed into her. The stabbing the golden boat into characters' bodies don't start until like later cantos. That's not a trend yet. It's not trendy. So she's like, it's my turn. And then all of a sudden, Cromer becomes way too powerful for the other sinners. But in actual reality, the battle was quite easy. But everyone was still melting. Cromer becomes this like monstrosity of whatever. I should probably just minimize this actually. Hold up. I have no more canvas space. Wow. Okay, if I do this, and then do that, and then do this. There we go. Hopefully I can keep everything together. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So Cromer becomes, I don't know, this weird, kind of looks like a horse. Like she's got this like weird Iron Maiden thing going on here. She's got like legs too, like lots of legs. Like I don't know how you thought of this form though, Cromer, but like, sure, okay, that's fine. And also they're like on top of like piles of bodies and whatnot. So it's like kind of nasty down there in the basement. And then Sinclair's just kind of like trying to climb up, but then his body's like melting. He's like trying to push himself here because he kind of feels responsible. Okay, but then at the end of the fight, Damien kind of swoops in. He's like, hey yo guys, how's it going? And he like instantly KOs Cromer. Like zoom. And then Cromer's like out of the picture instantly because she's sliced in half. And then Damien kind of like floats around, carries Sinclair, that's my headcanon, and brings him back to Dante, who's kind of like half dead as well because like all the acid and whatnot. But don't worry, Dante lives because that's why the game is still going. Because he's like injected with like these ampule things that we don't find out what they are until the next canto, but we'll get right into it later. Hello, Cypher, and welcome back. Tier 1, thank you. But yeah, Damien saves his boyfriend, end of the day, and then Dante barely survives. And then after Dante survives, he basically revives the sinners back. I would assume there was like a time gap in between, I feel. But I can think about that another day, but not now. So we did get the golden bow after all. After all that, I think, right? It was another successful mission, albeit like everyone kind of perished and this guy kind of came in and took the kill and solved everything for us. And then after that is the intervallo. The first one, right? I don't know, the chicken one. Bongi, where everything is kind of like a fever dream. The first fever dream experience in Limbus Company. I don't know what the devs were cooking, but it was funny anyway. Do I remember how to draw Bongi? I don't remember. I was like, oh, that's terrifying. Oh, that kind of looks like a spider, actually. Wow. Oh, Cypher! Thank you so much for the super. I mean, I know it's been a long time, but always got to see some familiar faces. Also, I'm assuming you sent quite a bit because why is the chat bubble red? That's a first. Hello? Wow! But thank you so much! Hello, say what now? Yeah, the doodle recap from Canto 1 to the current Canto Sinclair because Yuuko doesn't remember numbers. So this is the whole timeline at the moment. So how you read it is like from this way. Actually, I should just like color code this differently. This way, and then this way, and then you kind of go this way, and then you kind of go this way, then you kind of go this way, and then you kind of go this way. I mean, it's not the perfect pattern, but like, yeah, it's like that. That's how you would read this flowchart. John ate the mutated chicken heads to know what they taste like? True. Remember that. Okay, so for this intervallo, there was like a bunch of these things here. If I can just select it, actually. There we go. So like, they're kind of running rampant in the city. So then the sinners are kind of like called up to kind of deal with the situation, like they're rat exterminators. And this is the start of Limbus Company's side hustle of eliminating distortions. This doesn't look like a cute bongie, but like I'll live with it. This is so bad. Oh no, Cypher. It's the thought that counts, but thank you so much. Hello, LP. How are you? My day's been good. Thank you very much. Actual creepy bongies impressive. What do you mean? I tried to make them cute. Isn't this cute? I mean, sure, they're cuter with their actual sprites, but this is the best I can do at the moment. They're the bongies that saw Dawn ate their brethren. Do not see, do not perceive. So anyway, so LCB team has to deal with them because they've been running rampant and like jumping on people's head. And unfortunately, one of them actually gets on like someone's head, which is Heathcliff's. So it's kind of like looks like this in a nutshell. So this is Heathcliff in this entire intervallo. And he's like mind control because they're kind of like parasites apparently. And they can only make sound effects and they can't communicate. So he's like possessed. And then everyone's like, oh no, what should we do? But then they're like, oh wait, we should just keep the chicken on Heathcliff's head because apparently the chicken can kind of communicate with these guys or the chicken distortion boss guy later on in the story, which I feel like I'm jumping a few story details here, but I'm just like, this is fine. How does this guy look like? I'm like making things up right now. He has a basket on his back. But this guy's got an apron, right? I think he's got an apron. And then he's like, he's got this. He's got a knife, I think. So yeah, we have to fight this guy later on because apparently his sad backstory is like, oh no, I lost my chicken recipe because the guy next door was super jealous, so he destroyed it, and I can't remember it because in the Project Moon universe, there's some device that destroys the concept of items, which was super neat, but I was like, oh gosh, that's terrifying actually. Dante can also understand bongies and their papa. Can he? I don't remember that happening. But we kind of see the backstory in the distortion, right? Actually, how do I draw distortion? Yeah, so this is like the first time we've ever encountered like a distortion sort of setting. So our first distortion, wahoo! So we beat him up, and then we kind of get him back into the right track, and then this guy's like, oh, I don't know how I can ever repay you. Oh, I know, let me give you our family heirloom thing. And everyone's like, what? No way, family heirloom? oh, you didn't have to, but like, sure, fess it up right now. Oh, I need more canvas space. Hold up. Wait, I can't put it here. Oh, okay. You know what? Here. There we go. I think I need more space at the bottom here, actually. Trying to figure out how to stretch my canvas. There we go. Was it like a ramen shop? No, it was fried chicken shop. So it's like fried chicken. There we go. So at the end of the day, everyone got fried chicken and a bongi plush. But then everyone was like, I don't want it because it's ugly and also not like it's worth nothing in terms of monetary value. Kind of looks like an octopus this time around. I think bongi had like cuter eyes. Oh, that's just kind of terrifying right now. Doesn't it look like a spider instead? You know what? Pretend this is a stuffy then. Bongi stuffy that we got as a reward. There we go. So this was our reward. And we also got fried chicken. And then at the end of this intervallo, I think, Demian pops by again. I think he has the mark 2 on his forehead, but I don't know how it looks like, but like... If I draw the scarf, you guys can tell it's Demian. Woo. There we go. He's like, hello, Dante. Nice to meet you. Or, how are you? It's been a while. Let me spew out cryptic words that you don't really understand until like later on in the story. And Dante's like, man, I don't really understand you, but okay, sure, I'll listen to your ramble and also let your words like live rent-free in my head. Meanwhile, everyone else is like in the building kind of eating chicken right now. This is outside. Had to specify where they were while everyone else was inside, just celebrating chicken. Hello, where are we at right now, Howdy? We are at the end of the Hell's Chicken arc right now. As you can see here, this lovely diagram. I wonder how much longer I need to do this for. I'm like almost at the end, right? Just a couple more cantos, maybe intervalos too. Okay, I can't really place this anywhere else, but this is okay. So yeah, here's how it looks like so far. I mean, it's getting progressively bigger, which is like, okay, great. But also, this is kind of concerning because I'm running out of room, so I might as well just minimize everything again. Because I can just like zoom in afterwards. Where's my sheep OC Scub Dante? Right, he mentions the sheep in this one, doesn't he? But then we're like, I don't know, man. And then we're just left with like no clues. Like, bah. Okay, and after that is Yi-san's story because we're still in the nest. Instead of having this all together, I am going to just hide it real quick and then I can just focus on drawing. And I can just place it somewhere as I minimize it. Okay, Canto 4? Yeah, Canto 4. Finally, I remember a number, which is Yi-san's Canto. You would think that Yi-san is the easiest to draw, but honestly, I still have trouble drawing his hair. Like, he has the, like, typical V-shaped bangs. So at this point in time, Yi-san is basically the most, I feel like, distant. Because he doesn't really interact with the rest of the sinners. But we're still kind of hanging around the nest because of the side requests and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, we get a request from good old glasses guy, who I forgot his name. Dongrang's assistant. He was like pretty full of himself. Oh wait, no, he appeared in the previous chicken Canto, right? Not Canto. The chicken Intervallo. I don't know how his hair looks like, so I'm just like, this looks more like Dongrang than anything, but like, sure. It's like, we have a deal. Are you up for it? We need you to kind of protect our facility of some sort, or like go to this facility that's been taken over by bad people? I don't remember, but they didn't want them there because they were kind of also ex-employees of K Corporation. Employee. Ah, Samjo, right, Samjo, him. You don't know what happens in Canto 4, so this is your first exposure to it? What do you mean, Dan with a plan? Assuming that everyone here in this stream kind of knows the story a bit. But okay, sure. Samjo didn't wear glasses? Oh, I guess in this headcanon he does. Sam. So that's Samjo. So he brings us to the headquarters of K-Corp, which I'm like, I don't know how your building looks like, but I'm just gonna like draw it like this. So all the sinners and friends go here. And we haven't seen like Karen and friends in days. But it's okay. She can chill in the bus. And then Virgilius doesn't really go with us too. He's like chilling with his daughter. Started watching during Canto 7. Oh, no, it's fine. I assume that everyone who watches the Limbus streams know about Limbus already, so I'm surprised that you don't know about Canto 4. So we go in, and then all of a sudden, we're introduced to the facilities, all the high-tech stuff, all the workers, everything. Everyone's working so hard here as we're being introduced to in the facility, and then all of a sudden we meet Dongrang, who I kind of forgot, so I'm just gonna give him more glasses, but he has no hair. But he's kind of green. I think he's green. He has a green hair. Let's just give him a bandana. At this point, he kind of looks like Zoro, but without the glasses. Oh, with glasses, I mean. So that's, Dongrang, I guess. Gotta have him on a separate layer because I kind of want to move him around. So at first, he seems nice. He's like, nice to meet you, but he's kind of full of himself because he keeps talking about, like, his achievements. He's like, I've done so many things. And then we meet another researcher girl who I kind of forgot how she looks like, but she kind of doesn't like Dongrang because of his attitude, because he keeps saying that, oh, your department never gets like the best department of the month because we do better than you. And she's like, oh god, please no. But then she's also kind of a key character in the story, so stay tuned. All I really know is Otis. It's enough for me. Fair enough, Beetle Rope. That might be the only character that you might need to know for the entirety of Limbus Company. I think maybe another key feature is like a tie. That's like green. Yeah, I think that's a key identifier for Dongrang here. So anyway, she hates his guts, but we kind of talk it out, and then eventually, for some reason, the laboratory is like attacked by goons of some sort. They're like breaking things, unaliving employees and whatnot. So then we have to deal with them. But then also, something else happens. We also have to fight the guards, which I don't know how to draw the guards, so I'm just gonna draw the guards here. the guards with the healing ampules because they can't do anything about these guys. For what reason? I don't remember, but I think it was a dumb reason. Yeah, so the robots kind of betray us too. They had like weird robots with like needle injection things, which was basically like if you flee from battle, we will attack you. Because that is considered betrayal. So then, yeah, I think the goons kind of hacked these things. In turn, like, these things would attack the guards, and the guards are just kind of, like, scared, so they have no choice to, like, attack the sinners of some sort. I think that was kind of roughly what happened. And then we kind of find out that the ampules are a bit dangerous. Like, the green ampules that they stab into you. And these guys also kind of shoot them out, too. They're supposed to be healing, right? But then apparently, if there's too much, you kind of like become goop. Or you melt. So you become like a puddle. And they don't want that. They don't want to do that. So this is like fear of them getting like a dosage of this thing here. So then they attack the sinners. Oops, different color. There we go. And then we have to fight them. And these guys also attack us too. So it's like double the amount of people we have to fight. And we're like, oh my god, why? So that's about it for the beginning part of this Canto. Oh, right. Also, like during the tour, for whatever reason, Dalrang was also kind of like making passes at Yi-sang. And what I mean by making passes at Yi-sang, like glancing at him. Like, let me draw it out. Yi-sang in the over here, just minding his own business. And then Dalrang just like kind of trying to chat up a convo with him. I don't know, how does his hair look like? Kind of like this, right? He kind of looks like Aizen, right? I don't know. And then we kind of find out that they used to be co-workers. And this guy left like a name tag or a position for Yi-sang if he ever comes back to the company. But then he's with us, Limbus. So he can't. So that's their relationship dynamic that we kind of find out at this point in time. Just trot around with farmer hat and horse. We're not at that point yet, though. We're not at the cow. We're not at the cow yet. Anyway, so the whole situation within the building is sort of resolved because these goons kind of ran away. So they're just like, okay, we out. We don't want to deal with you anymore. So they run. Oop. Oh, I can't draw the running pose. There we go. So they run away. And then everyone starts regrouping and we're like, okay, we gotta go to this other base place. Or else, I can't get my important documents, or so says Dongrang. And we're like, what important documents? He's like, oh, just important documents, my achievements, my trophies for winning employee of the month. And we're just like, why? But then he's also like, I'll pay you. And then everyone's like, okay, sure. So that everyone and friends, Dante, I'm too lazy to draw everyone here, so this is gonna be Limbus company as a whole. And then we have like Dongrang and Samjo together because they never leave each other's side. So they go off to this other facility place. Which was it like another Lobotomy Corporation location? I forgot. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. Or maybe it was. But anyway, we go in here. Oh yeah, the other scientist lady, starts with an S. Kind of joins too. Alright, at some point in time in between the scuffle, I forgot about Dongbak. Doesn't she appear here, or does she appear over here? Dongbak appears at some point in time in this timeline. So we meet her either here or over here. So we're going there to get rid of the bad guys who took over the place because we need our stuff in here, or they do. So, and then we run into Dongbak and her goons. And they tried to hold us back. I don't know what they got there, but I guess they got what they wanted because they kind of quickly left after we confronted them. And then what, they had this like self-destruct sort of thing going on? Did they? Did it work in the end? I don't remember. So that happened. And then the rest of that was a bit of a blur, honestly. Basically another reveal of Yi sounds like X's. Right, her name's Shren? Is it Shrene? Or Shren? I think it was Shren. Forgot her name. Yeah, so we resolved that situation, but at what cost? Because apparently it was revealed that Shrene here was kind of looking up to Dongbak because Dongbak used to work for oh shoot, wait. K Corporation here. Ex-employee. And she kind of looked up to her. And then she decides to like betray the whole gang here, but then Roshu is like, I've had enough, and decides to kind of split her in half, which I shall do right now. There we go. So she gets split in half by Roshu. And she's like, oh. And everyone's like, Roshu, why'd you do that? And Roshu's like, she was pissing me off. So Roshu kind of did that. No, the intervalos are gonna be added. Don't worry. We're kind of in this part. We added the chicken one. Oh, Miss Ran? When did Dongbak appear? Later on? I don't remember. Okay, maybe it wasn't Dongbak then. Someone else whose name I forgot. Was it not Roshu? I thought it was Roshu. Well, anyway, maybe not Roshu. Again, inaccurate, right? I thought it was Roshu who did it. Huh. I mean, it's been a couple months. Anyway. So she's gone now. And we're kind of sad about it, but we kind of get over it pretty quickly. And this guy's pretty nonchalant about it too. So that was that thing. So we kind of got back to the facility. Everything's all happy and stuff. But where did we go to meet Dongbak? Or we went further in? Was the singularity of K-Core like over here? No. We kind of went back to here. We kind of went back to headquarters because the singularity is at headquarters, right? Why would it be over here? Right, yeah. That makes sense. So we go back to the headquarters, we kind of lounge around, we kind of get to learn about the tier thing. Like the stars crying of some sort. Like the kid, the person was kind of sick, they're like, oh no, what can I do? And then the star is like, I help by crying water from the sky. So then they just start raining. And then they're like, oh wow, this heals me. And then they're like, well, it will help you for the rest of eternity or something like that. And it became like a legend. Supposedly. So that was like a teaser to what's to come. And I was like, I probably missed that moment, I think. I didn't realize. So then we get a tour from Dongrang of the chicken factory. The slaughterhouse that they have. So the poor chickens on the, actually no, headless chickens actually. So more bongies. Like hooked up one by one. As they go by. So all the sinners are just like down below watching the thing go by. And Dongrang explains, we have a chicken farm. This is where you guys get all your fried chicken. And eventually, he leads us to like this room with like a giant eyeball thing. That's kind of like closed, I think. Oh no, it's like permanently open because it's like watching mirrors or TV of some sort to make it cry. And it's just like a giant pool of green water. Well, it's not really green, it's more like turquoisey actually. To be more accurate. So it's kind of like this. And then and remember, this stuff's being made into this stuff here. So we're like, oh damn, that must be super potent. We would definitely melt if we jump in there. But then a little someone, Samjo, is like, what do you mean? It's perfectly safe. I swear on my honor that I'll be safe if I jump in. Watch me, guys. I'll jump in there and I'll come right back up. Trust. And then he goes in. And he never makes it back. And then Dongrang here on this side is just like, man, bro, you were too loyal. Too loyal to a fault. You never expected anything. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. And he didn't even feel a single emotion for poor old Samjo, who sacrificed his life for nothing. Also, I need to color code this. There we go. And then before we fight Dongrang, Donbaek appears. And she starts confronting. Just do DB for Donbaek and Dongrang. Or DR. There we go. So Donbaek appears and she's like, it's all your fault. You're still stuck in the past or something. Or was it? No, she was stuck in the past. And he was like, can't let go of the past or something like that. I forgot who did what? Or what their goals were. But yes, they started like going at each other. And then to the point where Donbaek kind of went crazy. And then she started spouting like yellow flowers. And this is where I like hit my first wall in the game, I feel. Where I had like my actual first struggle. 2 streams, in fact. The Limbus company, everyone in the gang had to fight Donbaek. Because she was going out of control and we were like, we can't let this go on. Let's get rolling, team. Meanwhile, Yi-san just watching his like X is just kind of breaking down, especially Dombeck. So after we beat Dombeck, I mean, did she disintegrate? I don't remember. But she perishes at some point. And then Dongrang kind of goes through his evil villain monologue thing, and I think he meets the distortion thingy, the space. And then we have to like go inside of it. And then we start like role playing all of a sudden. We're given roles. Or the sinners were given roles. So there was that. Okay, I think this is a good spot to put this drawing diagram. There we go. I should probably make this smaller. If evil, why hot? Indeed so. That was essentially the whole stream, actually. Like, man, all these evil men who turn hot. I mean, who are hot but also turn evil. No path of redemption. So everyone starts LARPing. The League of Nine or something. Was it League of Nine? Everyone's given roles to play out the characters from the past, like Yisang and friends. It's a pretty long session, actually, now that I think about it. And then after that, we also get more flashbacks of like a cow of some sort. How do I draw cows? I think this is more of a horse, but like, okay. So we kind of get some flashbacks with the cow, which I kind of honestly looked over because I didn't really understand what was going on in the story until like the very end there. I was like, it had something to do with Dongrang, but I didn't understand. It was like, oh, the poor baby calf, it's not gonna survive. Who's gonna take care of it? Like, Dongrang tried. What do you mean that's a hippo? This is a cow! It's a cow! Had some spots. Actually, I don't think it had spots for that cow. It was like a brown cow. Anyway. That's a cow. I've labeled it as a cow. So, flashbacks. So Dongrang had too much of a flashback and he started to distort. And all of a sudden, he started growing horns and covering his face. And he was like a cow. Or some ninja cow looking thing. Honestly, I didn't really understand what his design looked like. Aside from the hat and the horns. Everything else was like, I can't make any sense of it. Maybe it's because I never really looked up the sprite, but... Yeah, so we have to fight this. And apparently there were some gimmicks to it, but Ian doesn't read, and I think I brute forced it for that matter. Dude, Dombeck was a harder fight than Dongrang, honestly. Don't you hate it when you flashback so hard you distort? For real. It looks like Mr. Bone Claimer, but Scythe. Right, he had that. Forgot. Anyway, so Dongrang became that. We had to fight him. And then Yisang, he's trying to like talk no jutsu him out of it. He's like, my guy, you can make it back. You don't have to do this. But then Dongrang's like, no, I don't want to. I'm gonna commit to whatever I'm doing. And then finally Yisang breaks free and he gets his wings. And they start like I don't know, fighting, and this like super cool cutscene pops up, and Millie starts singing from the heavens, like "Fly, Broken Wings," right? And poor Dongrang is like out of commission because he's literally disintegrating and dying because of that attack. And he's like, "I have no regrets," and then he disappears and dies. And you sounds like, "Damn, I'm sad," but also, it is what it is. Also facing tomorrow and with my new crew, new friends, but also remember Dongrang and Donback in his heart. His exes. Did Gubo appear at the end of this canto? I don't remember. I think we also got like flashbacks to Yisan as well when he was like with Gubo after the League of Nine kind of disbanded. Like he held him captive like a yandere lover. And then when Yisan finally left, he didn't have shoes. And that was like, wow. Feet moment. If only I was good at drawing feet, but like I can't. So at most, Yisan's just gonna get like thick man legs. But I will do feet here. Kubo was in Yisan's flashback, but also hyper detailed rendition of Yisan's feet for some reason. Yeah, it was like his feet. And then the door was right here that he could leave. And we were like staring at this for the longest time with the text bubble going like what was it? Hold up. Oh, I need to increase my brush size. Hold up. Oh, not that. Wow, what is this? So okay, there we go. So there was like dialogue here. Insert text here. And then after that, Dongrang dies. Oh, also, because we saw the singularity, the head honcho of K-Court finally reveals herself. And she's like, you know, you're not gonna leave without getting your memories wiped out. So we kind of did that unwillingly, but either way, people don't remember. Oh no, I goofed up the sizes here. What happened? Oh, wait, there we go. Okay. This one here. There we go. So now I can resize this one. This one's over here. Oh, wait. This one's over here. I'm like merging all my layers. I'm not supposed to do this. There we go. And this one together. Oh, no, not that. I don't want to add all this together. Hmm? Okay, Cow can go with this one here. Trying to resize everything now. And then this one. Okay, there we go. Now everything's a nice little size here. Not that one. There we go. Okay, finally. Okay, yeah, so we meet the hot CEO girl who has like green streaks in her hair, but also not her looking kind of like Virtuosa from Arknights, sort of, but she has like green streaks in her hair. So that's the only identifying feature. So it's just like, if you want to leave, wipe out your memories. And that's the only condition for us leaving with the golden bow. Did we get a golden bow from this? I would assume we did. How many golden bows do we even have anymore? So yeah, that's the end of this canto with our memories wiped. Dante's still feeling a bit, you know, anxious because he still kind of doesn't really know what the hell is happening, and he's like, man, my job kind of sucks, but then where else am I supposed to go? But then I'll watch everyone's journey to the end. Dante with a face for once because I can't be bothered to draw clock hands. Man. Okay, that's it for Canto 4, I guess. Not much in this diagram. I think I left out quite a bit, but I think that's the best I can do for the TLDR. Okay, now where can we put our little Canto 4 in our little Venn diagram here? Not Venn diagram, but like our whole mess. It's growing. It's growing. Oh wait, actually, oh no, it has more drawings than Canto 1 itself. I didn't realize. Okay, sure. We'll just leave it here. There we go. This works. Oh gosh, it's becoming a whole mess here. So Canto 1, Greg, Claudia, Sinclair, Isang. And then next up we have is the C intervallo? No, or was it under a different title? We're going to the beach, so it's like the beach episode. So after the events at the nest, everyone's like, all right, let's head out. Time to leave. We have nothing to do here anymore. So Virgilius is like, guys, what if I were to say that we were going to bring you guys to a fun resort of some sort? And everyone's like, wahoo, beach time. But then in actuality, we were going to like a whole dumpster place. So we could have gone to a nice looking beach, like pretty waves, the sun is shining. But no, we went to a stinky garbage dump, which was like right beside the beach because there was like a barrier of some sort that we can like look at the other side with. But then the other side could see us too, but they were like kind of making fun of us. So we had to go here because apparently we need to upgrade Mephi. And by Mephi, I mean the bus, if anyone's forgotten. Because obviously, the next location we're going to is on water. So they're like, surely there's someone here that can fix the bus. Of course, why would Virgilius lead us here? So then we meet these two characters. Or was it two? I think it was two. Two apprentices or boat fixers, mechaners. And they're like, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, oh, we're here to look for someone, I think. And then later on, because of some stuff, we kind of go to their warehouse. Not warehouse, but where they work. So this is like the boat shop. And we meet the angler? Not angler, the diver owner, who I kind of forgot the name of. But we kind of bring Mephi over here because they know what to do. But then in turn, we kind of spend months. So time skip. Collecting scraps for the bus. Scrap collecting. And where do we get the scrap? Oh, remember how I said it was like a whole wasteland? Yeah, we have like hermit crabs or crabs that have like garbage on their back. And they're just like everywhere. And we have to fight them, even though they're stinky. But yeah, did I mention because we're in this area, Ishmael's been kind of on edge. How do I draw Ishmael again? She's kind of like this and then this. She's like, don't talk to me. We gotta prepare. You guys are dumb. You don't know how scary the sea is. And then everyone's like, man, what's her problem? Until we finally get into the water, that is. So after the whole time skip, right? We finally get our boat. And that's when we finally jump into Canto 5. And we'll just move this one over here. Alright, I forgot to include. There was also volleyball here. Can't forget that. There we go. Volleyball is included. So erasing everything here. So Canto 5. We have Ishmael's little canto here. Where we finally sail the 7 seas, go off into the Grand Line to find the One Piece. That's clearly a different series, but same thing. So instead of the regular bus, we have a bus boat now. Boat bus? Bus boat? Same thing. So we're doing pretty good here. Poor Yisa, after his canto, is puking on the side of the boat, unfortunately. Because he can't stand it. Like, puking. And then Dante's like, my guy, are you okay? And Yisan's like, it's okay, I can handle it. Also pukes out of the boat. And then Ishmael is super on edge because she's like, oh, you guys don't know the horrors of the sea because each sea is divided into parts. Like, literally, it's like color-coded, too. So it's kind of like a Monopoly board, actually. Or like a board game. They roll a dice. Then they move 2 steps forward and they land on, like, what? Pick up a red card, and then you find mermaids. Anyway, they kind of sail through each section, defeat mermaids. Not the mermaids that you think of, but like fishmen mermaids. They kind of look cute in my depiction here, but trust me, they kind of look a lot uglier than that. Unless you find that cute, then I can respect your sense of aesthetics, I guess. Oh yeah, and this is the canto that Ishmael yaps a lot. Canto 5. Ishmael. Yapper. There we go. But yeah, so the whole thing here, we're trying to find the whale, but also we kind of find out early on in the contract that Ishmael was kind of chasing after the whale to find her old captain. We don't know how she looks like at this point in time, but we'll get to that later. But also not the fact that I don't remember how Ahab looks like. So we're trying to find the funny little whale that devoured everyone of Ishmael's friend and crew. So like, where is this one? Alright, on the way or before, we kind of run into this old guy. Who's kind of like, who's blue. And he's kind of in a small boat vessel, kind of like Mihawk from One Piece. Kind of in like a hooded cloak of some sort, but he's kind of cool. But he's also the second colored fixer that we know. Also, I'm just gonna like color his eyes blue. And also give him some few wrinkles. There we go. And maybe a beard. I think he had a beard. And he had like a giant harpoon of some sort, I think. Oh wait, no, he appears later on in the story. Sorry, guys. I like misremembering. Let's put him over here for now. We get to him later. So yeah. So we go on little adventures. We find like a ghost boat, but then there's mermaids everywhere. Like it dangles. Like just captures people. And then there's this giant platform area. It's another lobotomy corporation building. I don't know how it looks like, so I'm just gonna draw an L here. And a C. There we go. Lobotomy corporation, wahoo! But it's all like covered in icky white strands. And where's the staircase? I think there was like a staircase over here. There we go. So Dante and friends kind of arrive. Oh, now I remember why they came here. Because there was the golden bow that they want to get here. Because the Limbus before team came here before them and confirmed that there was a golden bow. But then like apparently something arrived, like a rumbling noise. Like the whale appeared. And swallowed it whole. There we go. And turned the whole place white. And there's like mermaids inside. People were stuck in the walls. They're like, oh, this feels bad. Oh no, it's kind of like a glue trap. Oh, you remember the stream? Say what now? Okay. Honestly, the building itself is a bit iconic, isn't it? Yeah, so they kind of fight. But then also another guy comes in, like a whole fleet. It's a pirate ship. Or actually, no. You know what? I missed an entire section of this Canto, actually. They didn't exactly, like, go on the boat. They passed through some city port. Right, this location here. I was like, I drew 3 tiles unconsciously because I was like, we went to somewhere over here. We went to, like, a port city to get information. This is where we find like the mermaid ice cream. Yeah, so we like raided some club bar place. And then we defeated some pirates. And the other pirate girl. Yeah, her. So that happened. Okay, yeah, because of that, these guys come. We find out that the middle exists. And we meet our good friend Ricardo, who's like super mad at us for whatever reason. And he's also like a Doflamingo wannabe because of all the fur jacket thing that he has on his back. Or his jacket? I don't know. It's like off shoulder too. Anyway, he's kind of ripped as well. And he has like a big book that he reads all of our sins from. And we're like, what sins? We're innocent. And he's like, the sin that you have committed for stealing my hair coupons. And we're like, what? And then he's like, behold, caught in 4K. Because guess who stole the hair coupons? Heathcliff. Stole them on camera. It was like a little safe thing, and then he was just like crouching there. Just like looking dead into the camera. Being like, oh no, I've been caught. But also, was it that obvious? He's like, I don't know. It was actually his coupons. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken it. But then he would have taken it anyway because he was kind of in a rush to look good for the next Canto. So Ricardo's like unhappy because he stole his hair coupons because the hair coupons were like kind of rare. Was it rare? I'm pretty sure he paid a lot of money for it. So yeah, he got mad at that, and then we kind of exposed ourselves, saying that we kind of destroyed the club that the syndicate was kind of running, and then he's like, oh, there's another sin added, and we're like, oh god, why? So then there's a tough battle between Ricardo and the Limbus company team. But then in the end, we sort of prevail, but not really, but he defeats us all. Ishmael doing her best, but didn't happen until this guy comes along. I mean, we couldn't see him at first, but he kind of threw his spear from like way across. They're still on like this platform building, actually, so that's the setting. So he throws this like harpoon and hits like Ricardo dead in the shoulder, and he's like, "Oh no, what's a color doing here?" And he's like, "I'm whale hunting. Get out." And then Virgilius comes by and he's like, "Oh, buddy, you're here. What a coincidence. Mind if you join us?" And then he does, and he gets on the bus and kind of explains his motives and kind of agrees to work with us to hunt the whale. But then he kind of wants all the achievement, which we're like, okay, fine, you do that, but we want the golden bow from the whale because we kind of figured that the whale swallowed the golden bow from this event here. So we assume that the golden bow is within the whale's stomach after he ate the building. And he's like, okay, sure. And so we pair up with him, but we still go our separate ways because he's like, we'll rendezvous at this point because we think that's where the whale is gonna appear. And thanks to Ishmael, we kind of safely make it through there. Minimize that. And then skipping the bunch of battles that we did with the mermaids, we finally encounter the whale, but the whale is a lot bigger than we thought. It's literally like Laboon size, but maybe even bigger. So it's kind of like in the water, but we see like the eyeball over here. And here's our boat. It's like staring at us here. And everyone's like over here. And then Ishmael's like super happy to find the whale because, wow, I have a chance at finding my captain now. Because she kind of has a grudge against her. And then the whale kind of eats them. It's like, new. And they kind of go in as well. They're like, we gotta go in somehow. Also, I think Virgilius and Karen are kind of like somewhere out here, just watching this unfold, being like, we'll be out here, but we won't follow you, sort of thing. Also, the other guy is over here. He's like, yeah, we'll stay out here to attack the whale from the outside. So then we're like, okay. And then we just go in. So through the whale's digestive tract, not really, but esophagus, it gets dropped in the stomach. Which is like this huge pool of acid. And we're like, uh-oh, our boat can't last. But it's a good thing that we landed in a spot where there's no acid, but then we're still gonna melt either way if we walk through it. And there's this like giant place. This cliff edge thing? Not really a cliff edge, but I guess you would call it a cliff at this point in the stomach. So yeah, there's like people up here. They're like, do we give you the rope? Do you want to climb up? Make a deal with us? In the end, they kind of do throw a rope, but the rope itself, it's kind of like, it's like whale meat guts, which was kind of disgusting, honestly. And the sinners were kind of reluctant to climb on it, but like, it was either burn alive in the stomach acid or take the rope and climb up. And they took the latter option. And at this point, I feel like Ishmael started recognize them, right? Because it was like I forgot the names of the Pequod squad. I don't think Ishmael's ex-girlfriend was part of this group yet, but it was like another 2 or 3. Ishmael's like, oh my gosh, you guys, you're alive. But do they recognize Ishmael though? That's the question. So that kind of gives her a bit of hope that the captain's still alive. And then finally we get introduced to Captain Ahab, who's like an old lady. She's like super passionate about whale hunting. And she's like, wow, Ishmael, you've come back. How dare you rebel against me? But don't worry, fellas. You don't have to attack her because everyone's like super loyal to Ahab. Because she was the only one who was basically leading them on, keeping their lives going, giving them like a salary for that matter, money. And so we kind of negotiate with Ahab, asking if she knew about something in the whale, because I don't think we outright told her that we were looking for the golden bow, but I'm pretty sure she knew anyway. So you'll want the golden looking thing. Yeah. So she's like, okay, we'll team up again. We'll team up together because this is the prime time to attack the whale now from the inside. But little did we know, on our little journey to the center of the whale, she decides to backstab us. And she's like, what did you expect? Or like, Ishmael's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, backstabs us. But then that kind of makes sense because she's like, do whatever she can to like get at the whale, right? Because she hates the whale. It's like a hate-love relationship, isn't it? She's so obsessed. Blind obsession. Oh, we also fight like an orca in the whale's stomach. I don't know if that's relevant to this drawing, but I think I'll still draw it though. It's like the little fluorescent tubes here. And this guy was sort of tough. I think I made it through in one round, right? Or maybe I didn't. Anyway, this was the mid boss that we had to fight. Smaller whale in the whale, yes. So this happened. All right, time to minimize this for room. Okay, and the flow of this would be kind of like this. And then you kind of go this way. And then you kind of jump here. And then you kind of go this way. Oh, wait, no. You kind of go this way, and then this way. There we go. So is it clear to everyone yet? Or is it even more confusing? Where's the coffee brand? Here's your Starbucks, man. But this is essentially her. So where were we? Right, the betrayal. So after that, we're at the heart of the whale. So like we kind of see that the how do I draw a heart? Something like this. I'm pretty sure there's like a valve going this way, and then there's another valve going this way. And then there's this. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is like the human heart, but like bear with me here. And then the golden bow is kind of sticking out of this. Or is it inside? I think it's merged inside actually. Yeah, so we want that. So just as we approach, Ahab takes offense to it and be like, excuse me, I'm gonna take the final kill to this or something, or I'm going to kill the whale myself. You guys aren't. So then we kind of duke it out between us and Ahab. And then, my goodness, her fight was so annoying because Ian didn't read. But I think I still pulled through somehow. Did I take any retries? Did it take me 2 streams for this? Felt like it did, but it was definitely an easier fight than Ricardo. But yeah, this one was like 2 streams long. But we still beat Ahab in the end. And then Ishmael is like, she throws the harpoon, and it's like, noom. It stabs right into the heart, and then she yanks it out. And then Ahab is like, no, that was supposed to be me who killed it. And then we get like a whole bunch of flashbacks to why Ishmael is the way she is. Used to be like an office worker who was bored, existential life crisis going on until she saw the flyer for Ahab's crew. And then she just impulsively joined, and then she met her girlfriend, and then later ex-girlfriend. And then we get the golden bow out of it. And Ahab is devastated because the whale is dead. And because the whale is defeated, the whole entire, like, inside of the whale is kind of, you know, disintegrating. Or, like, collapsing on itself. So we're like, oh no, how do we get out? But don't worry. Let's drop a rope through the blowhole. And that's literally where everyone is, conveniently enough. Who drops the rope? I think it's Virgilius and friends. So they just kind of climbed up here and dropped the rope. And then everyone just, like, climbed up. And they're brought to safety. Ahab is, like, kind of on a plank or some boat thing. Because she has no will anymore. No more whales to fight. She's just, like, teary-faced. Until all of a sudden, Greg's mom comes by. And she's like, do you want to join me? I can show you the other worlds that I want to destroy. You can go into the other worlds and destroy all the whales, all you want. This isn't the only whale out there, you know? And then that just kind of like revitalizes Ahab, and she's like, okay, I am in. Greg's mom. And then she joins. Like the Titanic movie? Oh yeah, definitely like that. And then what happened afterwards? Yeah, because like after we escaped, I guess we hightailed it out of there, but we didn't see this scene here. This happened like behind the scenes when we weren't around. After that, I think Ishmael kind of mellowed out. She's got a purpose now. And she's like okay with Limbus company. Now that she's gotten her revenge, technically. So that's about it for Canto 5. Happy ending. Oh right, I think everyone got ice cream too. Mermaid ice cream? Or was it like Dante that offered it? Or was it Don who was begging for the ice cream? I kind of forgot about the NPC that we met at this city place. The one that was the one that was left alive, right? I forgot his name. NPC-kun has been forgotten. I absolutely forgot about him. NPC who we met who was part of the Limbus before team. Expecting a multiversal battle royale between all the worlds, it has to see who gets to hunt all the whales. Honestly, that would be cool to see. There's so much potential with all the mirror worlds, but there's only so much the Project Moon team can do, right? I feel like there was something else at the end of the canto. Oh, right. The seagull that we kind of adopted is still with us. He's like riding a unicycle, I think. Or a bicycle? Some sort of unicycle. But yeah. You're like, why do we still have this bird? I don't know. But he's still with us. And then at some point, he was released. Oops. My bad. Wrong tab. There we go. Okay. So that's the end of Canto 5. Let's add it into our little picture diagram here. Oh god, there's so much going on. I can't even tell what's going on here. Oh wait, no, okay, there we go. Okay, you know what? I haven't put anything in this corner, so let's put Canto 5 over here instead. I kind of want to make this bigger. So I'll do this. And I'll extend the canvas size this way. Like that. And then the height, maybe by like 400. There we go. Oh, look at this journey here. From Canto 1 to Canto 5. Now we move on to the next intervalos, which contain 2 stories instead of 1. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be long. What came first? I think what came first was the Christmas one? Yeah, Christmas season. So intervalo again. 5.5. Mary Chrysler. And you have like the cute gnomes. I don't even know what they are. No, they're actually gnomes, right? And then they're just like, they got a lot of teeth. But then they're kind of mean to humans though. So they're like considered monsters, right? Of some sort. Alright, I didn't mention in the previous canto, but so Heathcliff has been going on about like trying to get a good drip to meet up with someone from like a letter. Did they reveal the letter in this intervalo? I don't remember. But it was like he needs a new outfit. And then like Dawn's like, "Oh, I know a good outfit for you. Hold up, with my fixer knowledge, I definitely know the place because I've snuck into this place multiple times without letting Virgilius and Dante know. So let me take you there." And Heathcliff's like, "Oh, okay, I'll trust you because you're the only glimmer of hope I have at the moment. Get like a decent fit." So they go together into the back rooms and they open the secret door that leads to a workshop. And they find like the little gnomes, these guys, working. And these guys are like, "Oh, Dawn, welcome back. How are you?" And they start chatting. But then little did they know they were going to encounter something horrifying. So they're like left in like a waiting room. So they're just waiting there until I guess what the group of gnomes that come out of the other back door with like a sleigh full of like blood and body sacks, and they're like, "Uh-oh, this is bad." And then the gnomes are like, "Oh no, we've been caught." we can't let them get away anymore. Let's get them. And they kind of successfully capture Heathcliff and Dawn. But then by that time, I think all the other sinners kind of realized it by now, and they kind of come to save them. But they get taken away before they can fully save them, so they're just like chasing after them. They go back to like the entrance of the workshop. They're like, oh, this leads to a different place. And then goes to another place. And then they're finally in like another workroom, which is like where they start, you know, packing the presents. And by presents, I mean body parts. So that's fun. They were like almost made into presents. And Dawn was just like crying about it. And Heathcliff was like, why did I even follow you? But in the end, the two get saved. So it's fine. But they fight like this giant Santa boss thing. Oh shoot, I should just probably hide this. Hold up. There we go. So they fight like Santa Claus? Not Santa Claus. But he was like big. And he had like a machete, I think. Or was it an axe? He had some sort of weapon. Blade. But I'll just draw an axe for now. So Limbus Company, Dawn, and Heathcliff had to fight him in order to escape and win. Oh right, we also met like another NPC who was alive here, but I don't remember the name. Wasn't their name related to some color? Color NPC. And then we kind of forgot about them. They never appeared because they live elsewhere. And then we just went back to the bus. Is Project Moon ever going to bring them back? That's my question now that I think about it. So that's the Christmas intervallo. Was it the Crayon Girl? And then we have Intervallo Part 2. Where... I don't remember where we went. Somewhere in the back streets. We got ourselves involved with this crime syndicate thing, I think. We saw some fights going on. Like a turf war between like Kurokumo and the BL guys, I think? Or was it only one or the other and like random thugs? I forgot. So we stumbled across that. And then during that fight, we saw like a girl who was just like on the ground, bleeding out. And then I think it was Dawn. Dawn was like, oh no, we have to help them. Because that's the right thing to do. And then Dante's like, okay, Dawn, you go for it. And his intuition is like, maybe we'll get some information out of her. And so we do save her in the end. But then she's still unconscious, so we return to the bus, where she recovers. And then when she wakes up, she introduces herself. I think her name was like Angdu or something like that. Angdu? Andu? No. Started with an A. A something. And she's like, I'm looking for my mentor who was captured by the other group or something like that. I'm so worried about him. And we're like, okay, sure. Maybe we're supposed to go to the same building. So they go together to this building that's like surrounded by guards, but then they easily break through. But then, as we go up the floors, we meet June. Is it June? I think it's June. June was a mess to fight with. I did not like fighting him. He was so strong for whatever reason. He was a strong mid-boss, but we still prevailed. And then June talking about, I don't know, protecting some some artifact thing, monolith? Or maybe we found out about the monolith when we entered the room. And the room that we entered had Angdu's teacher, bamboo-hatted Kim. But he was kind of like out of it, and he basically slaughtered everyone in the room. And there was that like monolith thing over there, and we kind of concluded that, oh no, this monolith thing is kind of exuding some weird frequency auras. It's making people distort. And that's bad. So then we had to fight him because of that, to calm him down. But then it kind of gets worse afterwards because he starts like jumping into a distortion hole thingy. Like he created it. And then we have to like follow him in. And then we're like, where are we? And then we have to go through a whole dungeon run. And then we get to fight Mr. Kim. And then we win. And then because we won, he's like unconscious, but the LCB after team comes and takes him away. But they also take the monolith away too for research purposes, I think? Yeah. Something like that happens. And then Angu is like pretty angry at us too. Was she angry at us? I feel like she attacked us. But then she tried to talk no jutsu her mentor, but then her mentor attacked her back. And maybe she was knocked out unconscious, but I think she was mad at us at some point in time. Anyway, will we see her again? I don't know. Oh, she was angry at Kim? Okay. So there was that. So after resolving that issue, we're finally like, okay, let's move on to the next area. But then they slowly start to realize, oh, wait a second. Canto 5. Not Canto 5, Canto 6. Canto 6. Heathcliff. They start to realize they're in what corporation territory were they in? T-Corps? Yeah, T-Corps. They're in T-Corps now, where there's no color at all, because they control over that, I think, and also time as well. So things aren't that fun. And then Heathcliff is just like extra anxious. He's like, do I look good? Because Radia and Honglu dressed him up in like fancy noble suit design thing. Like, who knows where they got that, but they put Heathcliff in that outfit just to meet his Kathy. There we go. This is the ugliest drawing of Kathy ever, but it's okay. We don't know what she looks like at this point in time. So they traverse their way, well, not before fighting against a few thugs, so that's a bit of a side quest. And then they go up a hill. So they go this way, and then they get to this mansion place. But there's like lightning all over the place too, which is like kind of concerning because we witnessed the unfortunate ending of Sir Squire the squirrel. Don't know how to draw a squirrel, but like, okay, this is fine. how we were screaming about it. Actually, it wasn't us, but it was mainly Dawn. So we're finally at the gates. Heathcliff is ready, is like, let me in. And then eventually he's let in after waiting for a while. And that's like not meeting Kathy, but it's a whole meetup with Kathy's fam. Or the people that Heathcliff used to live with. So we have our good friend Linton, who was like, I married Kathy. So they got married. And he's like a simp too, from what we learned. And then who was the other guy that we hated? Kathy's brother. Hindley, right. Hindley was there. But he was just after Kathy's inheritance because lo and behold, Kathy's dead, or so they say. And then Heathcliff's like, Nani? Shock. No way Kathy is dead. And then who else did we meet? Oh wait, no. The person who let us in was Nellie. So we kind of met Nellie first, I think. Yeah, and then she kind of like led us to the foyer here. So it was Nellie, we met Hindley, Linton. There was the dead rabbit boss. And Josephine. It was like the butler of Wuthering Heights, right? I should just probably label this as Wuthering Heights. Woowa Heights. And they all kind of hate Heathcliff. Because he was kind of like the odd one out, the peasant, the one that was adopted into the family. And also the object of Kathy's affections. Linton knew, but he still married Kathy knowing that he likes Heathcliff. We kind of find that out at the end of the Canto though, but like a bit of a spoiler, as if it wasn't obvious. And then what happened? Alright. So this is where this is all happening in a room. In the manor. And then there's all of a sudden a blackout. And that's when things start hitting the fan. Alright, there's also the Ring Association. Ophi, I think? Just like reading out the contract law thing. Then lightning or thunder sounds. Was it 7 times? Or was it 8 times? For the golden bow to appear or to be given to, like, Heathcliff. I forgot. But something along those lines. Kathy left, like, a little riddle for everyone to kind of solve. So everyone kind of goes Detective Conan mode and starts solving cases. But then there's this book that Heathcliff finds in, like, Kathy's pillowcase, which he rips open, and everyone's like, my gosh, Heathcliff. Why are you ripping open like a lady's pillow? Kind of rude of you. And then they're like, oh, there's something in there. Okay. And then the book starts like filling up the pages with words, but only responds to Heathcliff for whatever reason. And Heathcliff like doesn't really notice that until someone points it out, and he's like, oh, okay. And they start relying on it quite a bit. And then the book kind of leads them to the fireplace. And at the fireplace is where Linton is sort of standing. And he's like, "You're finally here. I knew you would come. All because of Kathy. Because she told me." And we're like, "You're hiding something, aren't you? There's something down below by that fireplace." So then we have to like beat him up in order to access the underground basement. And so we do. Linton kind of steps aside for us and he's like, "You shall see the truth soon." Or maybe he doesn't say that, but he just lets us go. So we go down the basement because this is pretty far. Because we're like over here. And there's this like whole underground area over here. But then as we go down, we realize, oh gosh, these are like human pods or whatever. There's people in there. And then we kind of find out that they've been trying to make forcibly making IDs or whatever by creating does or perfect does that will resonate or something with the other world. And Kathy was kind of like funding it because she's like, we get the backstory later, but Kathy was the one who funded it. And then all the research kind of took place here, and then we find out that this organization, the Ophi or Ring Association, was fake after all. And they were just researchers. And they were like, "How dare?" And they started attacking us. And then all of a sudden, all the monsters in this area start like springing up. Oh wait, no, that's when Heathcliff appears. That's a whole different story. Okay, so we fight through a series of battles here. Kathy's original body is over here sleeping. But then after we beat Matt, the dead rabbit boss, forgot his name here for a hot minute. Matt, he finally reveals himself to be another Heathcliff. But then after we beat him another time, he instantly melts into like what? Linton's sister? Who we literally never met, and we're like, oh no, his sister. And then a bit of talking. Linton appears and he's like over here melting. He's like, "I'll be the one to fulfill Kathy's wish." And he like pulls the lever and starts melting into the ground. And then like the blackout happens again and lightning strikes. And is that the third strike or is that the fourth one? I don't know. We're almost halfway through this. Hello, Syntax. Welcome to the inaccurate summary of Limbus Company. Also, you guys don't even need to correct me because this is just for fun. It's a bit of a hot mess right now, but don't worry about it. Anyway, let's try to make this a bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, so that happens. So because of that, Heathcliff from the other world kind of makes a comeback, and he comes back with a bunch of like Pekatula, which is basically like the life forms that are created via artificially through these things. And he has like a whole army, and he's like on a horse, and he has like skinny legs. And then like everyone has to like fight through the horde while the other Heathcliff makes his way to the rooftop where the other golden bow is. The rooftop. But we can't catch up because there's a horde of enemies and we can't get through. So we're kind of like in a never-ending battle against like the monsters. How do I draw monsters? I'm just doing monsters here. There we go. Monster. Until Virgilius comes through. And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" Also me breaking my contract. Just for you guys. So he beats up all the enemies for us. Or he stalls them. And he's like, "Go, I'll handle this. But not before showing you guys my cool attack set here." And he has like a cool sword. Gladius, I think? Yeah. And he does like 4-digit numbers. Of damage. So now that the crew has a chance to catch up, we start chasing the Heathcliff. And we kind of catch up. We beat him, I think. But then not before, like, someone decides to interfere. And that certain someone is Nelly. And we're like, damn, who saw that coming? So Nelly decides to interfere and she's like, yeah, haven't you noticed? I was the one who let this Heathcliff into the household. I want to change. I couldn't stand watching, like, our Heathcliff and Kathy being so miserable. I want to change things. And then she decides, and then she fights us. Just to stall for time. Meanwhile, this guy already makes it to the rooftop at this point. And then after the fight, I guess Heathcliff has a bit of a existential crisis. Let's draw Heathcliff here. And he kind of turns into a wolf thing, I think. Or was that happening in the basement? I forgot. It might have been in the basement. Or maybe it was like around here. I don't remember when he starts distorting, but you have to fight that as well. But we beat him back into to his senses, so it's all good. Hello, Koki. Thank you for subscribing. Can you ask why Kathy married the sick dude again? Something about because Linton's family was like super rich and she wanted to use him, but she still kind of liked him. But then it was for Heathcliff's sake at that point. Oh, it was in the basement? Okay. Yeah, it was in the basement then. Ignore this part. Oh, right. It was like the triple battle of like bosses in a row. It was like what? Matt? And then Heathcliff. Other. And then this one's our Heathcliff. Then Wolf. Yeah. That. Oh, wait, no. It was Hindley, too. I think we fought Josephine at some point, but I'm pretty sure it was like before we went into the basement. So it was like somewhere where we found the pillow here. Or like in the hallway, I think. And Josephine made like a getaway after being beaten by us. Okay, after all of this, after the Nelly fight, we're finally getting to the rooftop, but there's no space in the rooftop, so I'm moving the rooftop over here. So we are at the rooftop. And we see the golden bow here. On this, like, platform thing. Was there another golden bow? There was, like, 2 golden bows, but I don't remember where. Anyway, so, other Heathcliff is here. Let's do, like, other Heathcliff. LHC. And he's like, haha, it's too late for you now. I'm going to end your life. And then I'll jump into the next world. And then destroy you too. That way I can make all the Cathys happy. If I don't exist. And then Heathcliff's like, no! Stop it. And then they decide to fight again. Oh wait, not before this. Heathcliff drops like the coffin. I kind of forgot to mention. Kind of forgot that happened. Yeah, before this Heathcliff left, he kind of took Kathy's coffin with him as well. So he kind of had Kathy's coffin with him. So he dropped it off here. And then it resonated with the golden bow, I think? And then the every Kathy sort of like popping out. So the spooky Kathy popped out for this like final battle. And we get like a flashback to why Kathy did all those things. And she's also like blaming herself for Heathcliff's unhappiness. And she's like, I need to go into all the other worlds and kill all the other Cathys to make Heathcliff happy. So 2 peas in the pod. They're definitely lovers. So I have to like fight these guys now. It was a fun battle though. Millie song slaps. And then round and round they go. Okay, and then what else happened? The fight happens, fight ends, and then we have to delete Kathy because for some reason Dante pulls out the iPad and everyone joins the Discord server and they start chatting. And Kathy's like, Dante, you know what to do. And Dante's like, I do? Let me try something. Tried to delete the cache. So we're brought back to the main screen. And we hit delete Kathy, and Kathy's been blooped out of existence. And that solves everything. But then, while everyone else forgot about Kathy, only Heathcliff remembers. And then his bat PNG also changed. Instead of like, what was the old word? Was it like revenge or something like that? It's like remember, I think. That's written on his bat, which was super cute. Oh, Dante also remembers too, but they don't even mention about Kathy to the rest of the sinners. Even Nelly forgot about Kathy as well. And then I think it was, what was it? Dante or was it Heathcliff? They're like, if the golden bow can do anything, maybe I can bring Kathy back with that power. So a bittersweet ending where Kathy had to, you know, remove herself entirely. And that's the end of Canto 6. I want to draw Heathcliff. I don't know how. Maybe I'll draw crying Heathcliff. He's like sad about it. Does he have this sort of hair? I don't remember. Anyway. So they remember Kathy. There we go. I think that's small enough here. I want to combine this file here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I kind of hate how I just like moved it like this. It's like L-shaped. Oh, okay. This is fine. All right. So this one's here. Oh no, this is bad. Okay, you know what? We'll stretch the canvas horizontally now. Because I guess that's the direction we're going in. Oh, that's not even big enough. Wow. Okay. Hold up a second. Yo, I'm hitting my max canvas size actually. Maybe 12,000? I don't think I'm gonna save this file. This is way too big. This is bad, guys. Okay, maybe I can make this one a bit smaller. But we're getting somewhere though. Yeah, this one's smaller. There we go. Okay, where's the first intervallo? Oh no, here it is. Christmas and then part 1. Interval of 5.5 is like super small here in font. That's okay. Okay, here's Canto 1 through Canto 6 so far. It's a bit confusing, but don't worry. This reminds me of one of my math class when my teacher uses the whiteboard. Yeah, there's a lot of things on the whiteboard right now. Like, take notes, everyone. Remember, this will be on the quiz next Friday. You know what I just realized? You guys haven't been listening to audio this entire time. And I've been playing audio in the background this entire time. I've been yapping for 3 whole hours. I just looked over at OBS and I was like, hold up a second, why isn't there music playing? Uh-oh. Damn. Not like this. I thought I'd set things up properly. This is fine, I guess. Sorry, guys. I guess that's what happens when I get too into storytelling. I guess you guys can listen to BGM for the last couple minutes, I guess. Or for the rest of Canto 7. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Wow, I guess because I restarted OBS before I started stream, it just didn't pick up. Damn. I can't believe I left it like this for almost 3 hours. Oh, that's crazy. I haven't done this in a while. Okay. This is fine. Yeah, I had this playing for like since the start of stream actually. So pretend this was playing, okay guys? Can't be messing up like this. Okay, do I have room for Canto 7? Probably down here. Yeah, I'm gonna shift things to over here now. And we'll make this part bigger. There we go. So after Canto 6, there's 6.5? Wait, what's the intervallo about? I don't remember. Oh no, Warp Train, right. No, but there was something else too. Oh, the Time Ripper. Right, there was that. Okay. So next intervallo. Wow, it's been like a hot minute since I've done those. Okay, not gonna lie. The Time Ripper event wasn't as like memorable as the other intervallos, I will say. That's my opinion. Hello, Kari. Hope your interview went well. Yes, I'm still going. I mean, there's still a couple more hours before it hits 12 AM, so I'm still good. Okay, let's just draw on the canvas so I can just like draw along this like border here. Not border, this entire sketch. Intervallo 6.5, wahoo! Part 1. So, time killing. Time, I think. Yeah. The one where we get into 10 billion and 40 million in debt. Which is the whole premise of the story. And we're just like, okay, we're gonna do some side quests to, you know, get rid of that debt because we unlocked some like funny time powers back when we were like chasing after the Heathcliff. Oh god, where are we? Back when we were chasing Heathcliff to the rooftop. It was like a spiral staircase too, actually. So it was like, oh, where's my thing? Here it is. So it's kind of like, woo. Nope, can't draw stairs. It was like this. And then like that. Like a staircase. And it went up. And we chased after him. There we go. So we're kind of going around. We're like, oh wow, we're on the newspaper, or maybe we're on the newspaper for solving the case at Wuthering Heights, or we were mentioned. Then no, some guy walks up to us and be like, hey, we gotta take you to the station because you're in trouble for like stealing time. And we're like, what? No way. And then we have to like follow him to, I don't know, this facility place, and then Mersault kind of gets hanged. But then we kind of find out that like it doesn't work. It can't steal his time because the time that the sinners are going off of isn't theirs, but it's like Dante's fault. So the fault lies in Dante actually. For this like 10 billion debt thing. For this reason alone. So then T-Core is like, okay, go and get the suspect who's been going around cutting people's time. Or was it like stealing? I don't know. But yeah. So now Limbus Company is tasked to deal with this situation, so then our debt will be cleared if we capture or defeat whoever is going around doing this. So we kind of get a bit more lore about what goes on in T-Core and how they deal with times, things speed up, everyone has different times. And we get like some sort of a sad backstory from this guy. His brother kind of dies because he doesn't have enough time. And he's like self-blaming himself, and then turns out he's like an amalgamation of like a different bunch of people, and they're like fighting each other over time. And then we kind of easily defeat him. Yeah, end of the story. That's about it for the first part of the intervallo here for time killing time. And then we move on to part 2. I think that was the fastest intervallo explanation I went through. Anyway, part 2 is like warp train. That's where the fun is. Funny warp train. So we need to travel to another location. P-Core. Yeah, we need to go to P-Core. But to get to here, we need to use the warp train. So Virgilius hits us up with like, hey yo, I got tickets for you guys. First class seats. And everyone's like, no way! Really? That's super expensive. And he's like, yeah, just go on it. I'll be in a different place though, because colored people aren't allowed on the train to be with like regular people. And we're like, oh, okay. And Karen for some reason goes along with him, but I guess that's like privileges. But okay, fair enough. He's biased. So we go on, but then little did our sinners know, it's like, of course we have to deal with things. So we're put in these like weird capsule things. And like Dawn is just posing while she's like frozen. The only sinner who's like posing in a super cool pose. And then you have like other people just posing normally. So everyone gets woken up like, hey, there's some situation going on, and they're like, oh god, what's going on? Oh, you didn't notice? Say what now? And also, I'm not even looking at chat all that often because I'm yapping and continuing with the story. You escaped meat status with this internship position? Congratulations! That's good for you. But anyway, yeah, so everyone's woken up from their pods, and everyone's like, what's up? And they're like, why is Faust the one waking us up? And Faust doesn't really say much, because little did we know, Faust lost connection to her Faust network, so she basically lost her internet, so she doesn't have Discord anymore. And the only person that knows is Dante, because he's the manager. And he's like, Faust, it's okay. We'll figure something out with our own brains. So then they kind of go through all the train compartments one by one. But then also they fight like these weird enemies, monsters, like turned fiends. We don't learn about them until later, but they're like blood bags, I think. But yeah, so they kind of attack us and we kind of attack back, but they don't like fully die because we're on the warp train. We get a little bit of explanation to that later on at the end. And then all of a sudden, in the next compartment, we meet like this lady with like the great sword, right? Did she have a great sword? I think she had a big sword. She was in red. I assume she was like the final villain of this arc, but turns out she wasn't. But just like a pawn, but it's okay. Anyway, she's like, yeah, I'm protecting the civilians in the next train. Like all these people who are in on the ride as well. So we chat a bit, and then we start to develop a bond with all the people here, especially the kid. We're like, oh, hope the kid lives. But then turns out at the very end, it's like they've all been turned into blood bags. And then we have to fight them, and it's all like, no! And then we meet Mr. Cassetti, who I don't really remember how he looks like, but I'm just gonna draw like this tuxedo mask looking thing. But apparently, Cassetti here is handsome looking. I don't think I've seen like his sprite without the mask or any fan art. Anyway, I'm just gonna pretend he looks like this. So he's like so high and mighty himself, he's like, bow down before me. Why aren't you doing anything? Because he kind of turned her into like a kindred sort of thing. Or like underling, family. And also this guy was kind of annoying because he kept like, I don't know, he was like healing himself at some point in time. I didn't like it. Still beat him up though. He's like, wow. So we find out that he's like a vampire or a blood fiend who's been like the source of trouble on the train. But then in the end, because he was too strong, he defeated all the sinners. So LCB was all decimated, except for like maybe like what was it, Faust and Dante. Dawn was there too. But that was because she didn't like the crimes that like these guys were doing to the other passengers. And after seeing the other passengers turn into blood bags, she was like really mad at them. Mad. But then Dawn was like almost incapacitated at that point. So then they were like, okay, let's negotiate. Faust was like, let me take a gamba, let's go to the bus. So then they go to the bus to talk it out. And then at that point, Faust finally got back her network. Internet plus. Internet is back. But then before Faust and I guess Dante can do anything, Dawn kind of bursts in and kind of faces and challenges this blood fiend, Cassetti. But then Cassetti's like, ho, free meal, I'm gonna bite her and turn her into me. But then because of Dawn's nature, that we didn't know about, her shoes came off, the stinky shoes. So they slipped off of her feet and she changed entirely. And then that kind of exploded Faust into pieces because of the pressure. So Faust is out, but she protected Dante in the process. And Dante's like kind of spooked because of it, because this Dawn is scary. And then this Dawn is like, how dare you go against me like this? And then this guy kind of reveals that like she's the second kindred? And we're like, what? No way. Okay, all these lines are like kind of crisscrossing over each other, but that's okay. So Cassetti gets like turned into a puddle of goo. And that's the end of him. And then Dawn kind of just like puts her feet back on. I mean, her shoes back on, right? And she goes back to normal. And she passes out for like, who knows how long. I feel like I minimize this. There we go. Okay. So at the end of this, everyone safely arrives at the P-Core station. But no one really remembers what happened, right? Because everyone's memories get wiped out. And everything turns back to normal. So we arrive safely, but then Dawn has no idea what happened. And she's like, what happened? Did we beat him? Actually, she probably doesn't even know that happened, but like, Dante does. And he's like, don't tell the other sinners. It's not the right time yet. And that's where the Canto ends. Not Canto, Intervallo ends. Yeah. And now we can jump right into Canto 7, which is a bit kind of fresh in my memory. Not much. Only part 3, I guess. But yeah. Oh, hello, Mio. Welcome to the Inaccurate. Trying to remember what the hell happened through Canto 1 to 7. Intervallos included. Except for 7.5. Yeah, it's a hot mess right now. And my canvas size is like gigantic. I should just make this smaller, actually. So I think I'm gonna do that. Canto 7 is Honolulu Canto. Surely, truly, it is. Oh, just trying to minimize this makes my PC fan go crazy. Oh god, the transformation. I wouldn't be surprised if my program... Did my side crash? Oh my gosh, I think it's gonna crash. Wait, guys, this is bad. Uh-oh. Is my PC gonna crash? Oh, this is so bad. Oh no. Uh-oh. I made a mistake! It's too big! Oh wait, it worked! It worked! I'm safe! I should really save this actually. Actually, I don't really want to save this. I mean, I'll copy and paste it onto Discord maybe if Discord allows me to. I think the file size will be too big either way. Anyway, I guess even if I don't save this stream will encapsulate this moment in time. Okay, where are we gonna draw Canto 7? You know, we'll just use up this entire bottom half and then make our way up. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, the last Canto. Canto 7, La Mancha Land. Find Waldo? Try to find Dongrang here. Try to find the seagull. Try to find the first Virgilius that I drew. Or try to find that Santa boss. Yeah, I'll let you guys look at it after I'm done this whole sketch page. You know, I've never expanded my canvas past like, what, 9K by 9K? So now it's past like 10K actually. I mean, I did have a file once upon a time, like someone accidentally saved like this PNG file, or was it PSD file? Yeah, I think it was a PSD file, and it was like super big. and everyone couldn't download it until they realized, oh shoot, I made the file size a bit too big, and we were like, damn. We were downloading like a 10,000 by 10,000 size image. Have I done an Arknight's lore doodle stream before? No, because I barely read the story. Not none. I know some bits, but I don't know enough to like do a whole doodle stream like this. Because with Limbus, it required me to actually experience, sit down, and listen and read. Though, albeit, but obviously you can see that my memory is very bad and I can only remember specific events. So it's not 100% perfect. Okay, so Canto 7. So we kind of start off at the station like right away. There's no in-between break, so it immediately starts us off here at the station because someone's waiting for us, and it's like the sussy head director person girl who I kind of hate right now for a reason, in like a weird outfit. I'm not going to draw her full body, but like she's just all smiles. But yeah, she's like, welcome. I've been expecting you. I've been hearing great things about your company and all your services for dealing with distortions and everything else. That does not relate to Golden Bows, obviously. And also Golden Bow related, because you'll do anything for Golden Bows. So she knows about the Golden Bow, so she gives us a contract. Being like, you can go into La Mancha land if you find this for us, and we'll hand over a Golden Bow, because we know that a Golden Bow is inside of whatchamacallit, La Mancha land, the thing that appeared all of a sudden. Oh, hold up a second. Oh, I thought my stream died. It's just the YouTube page. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, so she's kind of like, here you go, contract. You can do this. This is special. Don't tell anyone else, because you guys have like different contracts from everyone else, because they've been inviting like fixers to go into La Mancha land, but they keep failing and they all get like X'd off. Assuming, because they never come back, of course. So they're like, man, this is like, how many rounds already? Fifth time sending people in? Or something? They've sent plenty of people in. So, yeah. And La Mancha land is opening up again, so they're like, okay, you guys are here, perfect timing. You can go to the tent to meet up with all the other fixers that are gonna join along with you. So we go there, it's like an empty parking lot area, and we're like, where is this? So empty. So there's like a tent here that everyone is supposed to go. But then, as we get there, we bump into like this guy who's like, wow, you guys look new. You shouldn't be here. Don't cross that line. Because you look like newbies. We, or my group, a professional blood fiend hunter group, should only be here, and you guys don't seem to be professionals. And we're like, what? That's not cool. And then this guy's boss comes around and he's like, now. And his name's Romero. And I was like, Romero, you're kind of hot. Okay, Romero's arms are a bit wonky, but that's okay. It's the thought that counts. So he seems nice enough, but not enough screen time. Anyway, this guy's like super angry at us. So they leave after a bit, but then not long before we have, hey chat, is this real guy? I don't remember how his hat looks like, but like I think he has a top hat and it's like fluffy. I have Camille here, He was like literally live streaming. To his chat. And meanwhile, we're in the shot and he's like, get out of the way. And we're kind of like low-key offended. Like, what's your problem? Why are there so many weirdos in this area? Man, I still can't believe Mersault has like his ID. I'm just like, I can't imagine Mersault being a streamer. Not like this. And then I think... Oh wait, no. After that little exchange, everyone kind of goes into the tent, and then like Kisara and friends. Another P-Corps employee. Let's just move the meeting over here. Feeding. So big screen explaining what La Mancha is going... what that's about. And everyone's getting bored. And then Kisara is just over here, just like smile. Actually, no, Kisara isn't even here. It's the other lady, who I forgot how she looks like, who's in charge. But I think she also has like, straight hair. She was dressed in like a white suit, so... And then there was like this other guy, right, from P Corporation. It was also like providing information too. So explanation, and then at the end of this, Dawn is like, hold up a second, guys. What about the civilians? Do we save them too? We must save the civilians. They must be in trouble. Right, guys? And then everyone starts looking at Dawn as if she's like crazy. And they're like, no way, we can't afford to save civilians. And Dawn's like, why not? And then her and Camille kind of get into a fight. And she's like, surely you would save them, right? Because you're from this association. I forgot which one. I think it was like 5th one or something. 5? And then he's like, well, you know, circumstances. So then Dawn's like, I challenge you to a duel. So it's like 1v1. And this guy can't, like, refuse because that's his, like, I don't know, association policy. I don't know, they do that. But then, unfortunately for Dawn, she gets beaten badly. She loses. Dante can't even use his powers because there's, like, too many people around spectating the duel because they find it funny. So he wins. And he's like, huh, you deserve it. And then he leaves. Alright, during this whole exchange, I kind of forgot. Before all of this, we kind of met Honglu's sister here. Where should I put her? Look. Honglu sister reveal. And she has like, does she have twin tails? I forgot if she has twin tails. I think she has twin tails. Unless that's my imagination. But like, there. And I think that's about it for this first initial part. And then everyone's waiting for 30 minutes for La Mancha Land to open up. And then it's like the ball thing. Then it drops down and then it opens up. So La Mancha. There we go. And then we see like a blood fiend coming out. But then some fixers think it's like their sister from the association who disappeared. They're like, oh, you're finally out. Let's take you to safety. We've been looking for you. And then she's kind of crazy and starts like attacking them immediately right away because she's like hungry. Because they've only had hemo bars this entire time. Gotta eat your daily hemo bars, everyone. And everyone's like, yikes, that happened. Okay, I need more space. This is not enough for the rest of the Canto 7. Smaller. Smaller. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so each team kind of goes into different areas. So, Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, and was there an Area 4 or was it 3 areas? If there's only like 3 areas, pretend that 4th area is like the Ferris wheel area or the windmill area. Yeah, so they have to like trigger a button. So then LCB group goes to this one where we meet the barber and friends. And then we have to fight the barber, but not before we like watch a play. From the barber as she narrates. But then Samson appears after we beat the barber. And then he makes like us roleplay for like a hot minute. And it's like Dawn's adventures. And then we get to see some funny moments like Horse Greg. And then Bear Heathcliff, the scary one. And the music was kind of slapping in those battle BGMs, not gonna lie. And then after that, Samson kind of runs away. And then we're like, oh, okay, we triggered the button. Let's go into the next area. Which is here, I think? Yeah. Area 2, I think we went in order. So this was like the priest place, right? The haunted house. And we met like Honglu's sister here. And then Honglu's sister. And then the priest. I'm like summarizing things at this point. I'm like, I'm too lazy to draw like actual stick figures now. So a scuffle happens, we fight the priest for a bit, and the priest was like relatively easy. Then we just make it to the next area, which is like a parade. And that's where we meet Dulcinea, who was super pretty. But then also, Romero died because dude was backstabbed by someone. I don't know who though. Did we ever find out who he was backstabbed, or do we just assume? So then we just VS Dulcinea. And then Dulcinea kind of like takes her anger out on like Dawn. But Dawn doesn't really know what's going on right now. And then we make our way to the 4th area. Oh wait, no. It was at this moment that Dawn kind of took off her shoes. I think this was like the reveal moment, right? So Dawn becomes Sancho. Shoes are off. And she's like, I'm not one of you anymore, and she leaves Limbus company. But then we're still with her because we're going the same way. Anyway, things happen. Boss guy comes around, and we're kind of thrown into like the other world thing. I guess that would be Area 4. We meet the real Dawn. The real donkey. And then the whole dungeon fight and everything else, which took like a million years to do. And then finally we get to fight the giant windmill thing. And then we have like the climactic scene, peak cinema thing happening. And then you have like my guy stuck here. And then you have the gondolas, I think, over here spinning round and round. La Mancha, and then the sinners have to like fight him along with Sancho, who kind of gained like fluffy things. So this is to differentiate all the other stick figures from others. This is Dante. And then in area 4, my arrows are running out of room. There we go. So this fight happens with, how do I draw Don Quixote? I don't remember. How does he look like? He has like super wavy hair. Eventually I'll draw fan art of him. Eventually. Yeah, so he starts like shooting these out at them, and then blood fiends start coming out. And then all of a sudden, he's like out of the tree. So we just like move him out. But he's still connected to it. He's like, ugh. And then they fight again. But he's even a bit stronger? Oh, not like super strong. Anyway, by the end of the battle, he basically throws us like an energy ball. Or a ball of blood, and then it just like destroys everyone. Well, Dante's okay because he's like further in the back. But everyone else, all the sinners are like gone except for Sancho. And like, he's like, well, this is the end for you. Let's do another spear to end this. And then he shoots this at us. And we're like, oh no, it's the end. But then, last minute, Sancho's like, I'll save you. Oh wait, I completely missed the Sancho fight, didn't I? Okay, hold up. Sancho fight is in this area. I jumped straight to this fight. There we go. Sancho fight. Yeah, basically the Talk no Jutsu fight that happened over here, which led to this fight here, with Sancho fighting alongside with us. And then you have the moon, and you have two of the blood fiends just going at each other here. Like, wow. Peak cinema, fireworks. I really shouldn't draw this too far up here because it's a waste of room. And then Don Quixote is like perishing right now. Why am I putting effort into this chibi? But okay, sure. And Dawn's like super sad because her dad is technically dying right now and she's the cause. And it was so sad. And I just cried. Dawn looks so cute in comparison to Dad here. Let's add some wrinkles. There we go. That looks like nose. He's like, it's okay, Dawn. Then he just passes away. I did not do Don Quixote justice here. Not our Don, but the other one. There we go. And then Kasara comes by and she's like, hey, are you done yet? Let me take that body because that's per our contract. Because we're gonna use it for research. And she's just chatting with Virgilius here, and Virgilius isn't really so happy about it. Kind of wish there were more POV scenes with Virgilius. I kind of want to know what he thinks. This definitely does not look like Virgilius, but like, bear with me, please. I need red eyes. There we go. And then we get the golden bow. End of the story. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's it for Canto 1 to Canto 7. Man, am I tired. I've been drawing for like 3.5 hours straight. Lost track of time listening. Me rambling and not really doing 50% of what I'm saying. But yeah, let's start from the beginning and just make our way towards this really messy sketch here. Okay, maybe I'll just like highlight which flow. I mean, I already did with the blue here, but let's continue it. So Canto 1 goes from here to here, right? We just follow along. Oh, we can just pan. Hold up, let me do this. Yeah. So it goes like this. Goes this way. The first canto, right? You can kind of follow the directions of the arrows here. And then it goes into the next canto, which is Radia's canto, which I've kind of extended. So it's like, you go to the gambling place, and then the castle. This guy gives us the golden bow. Radia doesn't really have much of a conclusion. And then we go to Sinclair's canto, which is over here. I don't remember when Heathcliff hit Sinclair with the bat, but I'm pretty sure that's like not in this canto, but just a reminder there. Everyone's on the bus, we go to the nest. At the entrance, we goof up, we get in trouble, we get like beat up by the fixer guy that was called in. And then we kind of get a few flashbacks here and there. Oh, I don't even remember this flow anymore. This way, this way? But yeah, flashback to Sinclair's school days with Cromer. She's like, give me the key. Alright, take care, say what now? Good night, thanks for joining. Pretty much say that this is Scuff 100? Yeah. It really is. And then Damien is somewhere here? Oh, there he is. Even I can't even look at my own drawings without getting confused. Okay, so then like, here's the mansion situation over here. And then it goes all the way here where we fight Cromer, and then Damien comes by and, you know, saves the day. And then that's it. And then the next interval is the Bongi one. So all the chickens here. And Bongi here. And then Damien appears at the end again. And then what's next? Right. Canto 4. Okay, so in order to not get confused, I shall continue this blue line. So here. So it goes into this canto here now. I'll try to see if I can save this PNG and post it online, but maybe on my Twitter account or on my Discord, I don't know. Anyway, to continue on, so Canto 4 starts off with us meeting with Samjo, who we kind of previously met in this intervallo, I think, which I probably should draw him in, actually. Just to establish that he's kind of here. Oh, no, wrong color. And this time, not to forget, Samjo has his glasses on top of his head. Yeah, so Samjo kind of tells us to do something there. Oh, this is getting so messy. Wait a second. Oh, Canto 5's up there. Okay. I was like, what is that? Oh, the whale. Because this is kind of overlapping too. So this happens. Someone gets mad. Who is this? Oh no, that's the other researcher. Right. And then the goons appear, the people who want to take over. The guards kind of attack us too. The machine. Ex-boyfriend moment. And then we kind of go to this place here. I should probably draw the direction of the arrows here too. So then this one goes here, here. Maybe like this. And then kind of goes this way. Yeah, and then kind of goes back around this way. There we go. And then it goes this way. And then you can kind of read it like that. And it goes to this ending here. And then after that is the next intervallo, which is 4.5? Wait, am I missing an intervallo here? Hold up, did I not include it? Oh no, it's the beach episode, right. It was supposed to be this one here. I forgot to label this as like 4.5. I lost track. There we go. Yeah, so volleyball is here. The start of Ishii's Canto. So I have all this going on. I mean, it's a pretty small section actually. Like just over here. Just to not confuse myself. Where's our Spice Bunch ID? No, it's over here! Over here! This was the fight where the eyeball was! With Dombek! And then the whole LARPing thing. And then... yeah. And then we go all the way up to Canto 5. Oh, I shouldn't have put this all the way up here. Okay, the end of the volleyball thing is over here, I think. How am I gonna cross over here? Okay, maybe... You can kind of connect the lines if I do this, right? Oh no, that doesn't work. Me trying to find a good way to do this? Oh wait, here we go. There we go. There we go. So 4.5 leads into Canto 5, which is all the way here. So you just have to like read it as is, as a little box, and then you just follow this blue line, and then you're here at Canto 5. I already drew blue lines here, so it's kind of easier to follow. I mean, is it that much easier to follow? But it's a bit messy. So yeah, so this is the entirety of Canto 5. Most important events, I guess. And then it goes like this way? Oh, the whale boss is over here. And then kind of goes over here. And then leads into here. There we go. The ending with Ahab joining Herman over there at the end. And then what's next? This one. Intervallo 5.5. I made it. I put it right beside here. Perfect. So this is where 5.5 starts. Part 1. Basically the making of Where's the Ball Go? Where's a specific scene and you have to find it in this mess of a chart. Send it to your friend. I mean, it gets more simplified as you go, which I'm like, kind of regret it, but also, I'm tired. I've been yapping for too long. Then June, And then it goes over there. And then dungeon. And then we beat this guy up. You know, I just realized that this is kind of overlapping with the whole Nelly fight here. It's okay. Oh wow, Canto 6 is kind of small. There we go. Canto 6 starts over there. I might have to cut this part off, actually. There we go. Yeah. That's the cutoff. I'll just do that. Like a boundary. So Canto 6 starts here with us at T-Core, right? With no color, Heathcliff wants to meet Kathy, yada yada yada. We kinda go to Wuthering Heights, we're in the back streets, like over here, and then we're in the room, we meet all the family, Blackout, and then we kind of go exploring, we find the pillow and the diary, and that leads us kind of to this thing. Basement. Fireplace. A bit of labeling for you guys to better understand this map, but does it actually help? Maybe. The bone claiming arc? This one is over here. This place. And then this battle goes over here with Virgilius. And then we have to fight Nelly. And then the rooftop battle. And then we win. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I actually jumped all the way down here. Sorry. The actual Heathcliff and Kathy battle. So there's that. And then, yeah. Everyone forgets. Remember Kathy. And then from there, we jump all the way to Intervallo 6.5, which is a bit of a travel, actually. Trying to cut through everything here. There we go. Can you follow that? I think you can follow that. Like this. There we go. And then you just like... I made it easier because this one's like horizontally, so you just read it like this. And you end up at P-Core Station. And then from P-Core Station, it's the Canto 7. I don't know why this line kind of cut off, but it's like that. Okay, there we go. So for Canto 7, it's this entire bottom section. So you just read it from like, from here to here. This way. Actually, yeah, you read it like this way. And then kind of go this way. And then this way. Actually, even I'm confusing myself. Yeah, 4 areas. Maybe I should have drawn it differently instead of spread out in kind of like a circular pattern, but that's okay. And then you reach the ending here. There we go. So that's the flowchart. Naruhodo. I wonder if I can save this properly. Maybe I can. I'll see. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for joining stream and listening to me ramble. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe I'll post this on my Twitter if Twitter lets me, but if I can't, maybe I'll just like split it into 4 parts. This is way too much. That is a whirlwind chart. Is it now? I mean, badly summarized and a bit inaccurate, but that's okay. Hope you guys had fun. See if I can actually save this. I don't want to save this as like a sci file. This is scary. Limbus company. Canto 1 to 7. To 7. Summary. Does it let me save? I wonder how big the file is. Oh god, is my program gonna crash? Oh, that's big. Oh! Black screen. Okay, there we go. Perfectly saved. Let's see how big the actual file size is. I'm actually curious. Or canvas that big? Like, the bigger the canvas, the bigger the file size. I didn't really draw much, I didn't render much, so maybe not. Where is it? Oh, it's not here. Eh? Where is it? No! It's not here! What do you mean it's not here? Huh? Oh wait, no, found it. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. 15.4 megabytes. For a second I thought it was gonna be like more than that. That's fine. I think I can still upload that onto like Twitter or my other social medias. 3 hours of scuff Limbus storytelling. Hope you enjoyed that. Have a good rest. I'm gonna rest too. And as for tomorrow, Monster Hunter Wilds, because I didn't play the first beta that opened like last week because I was too busy with other things. But this time around, I want to try it out. I want to try the new helicopter thing. Anyway, take care guys. Hope you have a good one, and I'll be posting this very soon. Maybe I'll post it on my YouTube community tabs if it's like small enough. If not, well, maybe I'll just link my Twitter. Anyway, take care. Bye. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a wonderful day. Or sleep well, if you guys are like right now at like 3 AM. Bye!